I don't want to be cute.
Sucks to be you, I guess. Hey, hello everyone. Welcome back. Welcome back to Grow Old, Chapter 4, Arc 4, Betwixt the Forest Lies the Trees, Session 5, because this arc is going on forever because I have no control. It might finish today, or it might finish next week.
Or it might never finish because we'll just stay in the forest.
Mm-hmm.
Please don't. I have other things planned.
The forest lies
Betwixt the forest just lies the entire group because they've.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway,
We got lost.
so
No,
you
we
can't
just
get
made
lost. Hathor knows where North is.
We made friends with the little guy and decided to stay with him.
Just decided to stay with the stone defender in the forest.
Yeah.
So, speaking of, welcome back. Last session, you guys had a bit of kind of downtime-ish, sort of. You fought elementals to begin with, which was less downtime, I guess. Those were bad. But you know, everybody came out alive. Luther and Kitto got set on fire a few times, but then you stood in a pond and it was okay. That was fine. And you managed to get rid of that, sort that out, and then talk to some various people. You had a chat with the crew of the Peak Skipper, worked out that of all of the Peak Skipper, the only crew members remaining to be able to talk to you or anything is Frostlion, Opal, and Spirit and Scroll. The rest of them are on the ship that has been stolen. So you were like, well, fuck, guess we're gonna have to walk back to the city. Shit, better get started. It's not close. So you had a few chats with some other people. You did interrogate Mekla with some incredibly flirty interrogation from Hathor, because Hathor is like that, TM, I guess.
Horrible.
And
He does it by accident.
it's fine. And Kitto did pretty well at being able to, balance off that, I guess.
Kitto managed the situation as best he could.
Yeah, I think it went well.
It went well because we had some benefits of Luther turning up and being like, charm person, now you have to talk to us. And you let Frostline kill her, which, he appreciated. Cacula managed to deal with whatever was going on with Yenin and return Yenin to their original memories and thought processes, and then got to say goodbye more properly and got to, and they decided they're staying in Tula because they have a life here now and everything, but they're always happy, and they do have the spell Animal Messenger, so they can send letters. I did check. So they will stay in contact from Tula. They also, so you guys also decided that, we're gonna head all the way across the fucking city and work things out. And that'll be fine. Sure, absolutely. No problems. None at all. So you walked into the forest and didn't actually walk into any problems because you've got lucky, I guess.
Take it.
Yeah. You had a chat with a wonderful Galileo who turned up and was like, hello, I'm no longer not able to come see you because I'm exhausted from making Luther spring again. I'm more around now. Hi. And Kitto was like, wow, I'm in love with you and we're definitely on the same page about our relationship. Galileo was like, oh God, we're gonna have to have a conversation about this, aren't we? Jesus. Okay, I'm gonna leave now, bye. But not before he had a chat with Luther and was like, hey, you know your patron who you hate, if you don't like him anymore and you break your pact, you'll break your pact with him, I'll be your patron, it'll be chill, don't worry about it. I got you, bud. And then he vanished. So that was fun. Nerin made friends with a stone defender that was just vibing in the forest. Nerin told it jokes.
Nerin decided he made friends with. Yeah. I don't think there were any feelings in return.
It was there. It existed. You spoke to a dryad who gave Cacula a very cool cape. Although Luther was incredibly suspicious because he's incredibly suspicious of Faye.
No, he just doesn't like him because he thinks I don't like him.
because Luther is incredibly judgmental of fate. And it was a good session. All in all, nobody died. It was impressive. And so we begin on day 3 of you guys walking through the forest, trying to find your way back to the city of Utopia. It is currently, according to my notes on the calendar, the 8th of Leah, which is, oh no, it's the 9th of Leah. I lied, that's wrong. It's the 9th of Leah, which is equivalent to May. So there we go. So, Hathor, would you like to roll me a d4, please?
Hi, Carl.
Okay, thank you very much. That's fine. Cool. So you head off into the forest in the early morning. I do believe Luther and Kitto both have a single point of exhaustion because you got 2 the day before because you guys keep walking and managed to end up exhausting yourselves. Hathor, to be aiming north, directly north from what the Dryad told you. So mainly that was to see whether or not you ended up on northeast or northwest. Usually it would be less specific, but that one was a lot less. And you guys continue onwards through the forest, which is, it seems to be getting thinner. The trees are getting less consistent, and there are you start to notice some of the signs of the trees having rot or other such thing. I guess if you want to check that, you can try a nature check.
I would definitely like to.
Free boy.
Go ahead. Roll me a nature check, my friends. Would like to do that.
I know that tree. That was me.
I mean,
Grandad, is that you?
Hello, son.
no. Cool. I mean, pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah, these trees appear to have some form of. Yeah, will you put them on the map, please? Roll 20. Will you work? Roll 20? Okay. I'm not sure whether or not roll 20
I've
is
just
working.
got a black screen. Does anyone else have that?
Are we meant to be putting ourselves on the map? I didn't want to in case we went to the wrong place.
You should
but
still be on the forest map.
It's pitch black for me.
I think, yeah, I'm not on it.
Scroll around a little bit for me.
If I put
Nope,
myself
come off
on
the map, come off the map.
Yeah.
Get off the map. Get off the map.
I'm off.
Yeah.
Give me a second, I'm gonna have to.
It's
Yeah.
all dark for me.
Yes.
Okay.
God
One
damn you, roll 20!
Yeah.
It's funny working in this day and age.
Unlikely. Incredibly unlikely. What forgot?
I said in this economy, but
No. I'm trying to work out whether or not it'll reset my darkness, but it does not want to be resetting my darkness. Roll 20, reset the permanent darkness. Okay. It's now not resetting the permanent darkness.
That's what happened to Kitto and Galileo. Broke up with them and reset
do you want me
the
to
darkness
shut my eyes?
inside.
Do you want us to all shut our eyes and then just drag and drop our characters and you move them into the correct position?
You should be on a completely different map now.
Okay.
No, I'm still in. I'll refresh.
Oh, I'll refresh as well. I think that's a good thing to do.
It wasn't a accusatory no. It was a hang on no. I said it like no, you're wrong, but it's more.
How dare you not be on the thing?
Yeah, no, I haven't changed maps either, so I will do the same.
I've just got it. It's black, but I can see parts of the map, but it's in like grayscale.
Which parts of the map can you see?
Like a bit of the hex map.
Okay.
That's in grey, and then the rest is black.
Okay, one
I
second.
can't see any of the map.
I
It
can
might
see
have
none of the
changed, but I can't see it.
I can see a black square.
Yeah, that's what I can see.
I would say it's a rectangle.
Mine's still loading with just
No, mine's definitely a circle.
Oh, I'll pause the recording, shall I?
I'm back.
Okay, so we're back. Technical difficulties. I'm really glad I'm going home at some point, and I might just call them again and be like, why is the internet not working tomorrow? So aside from technical difficulties, you guys find yourself in the trees start to thin out, and you're like, the trees shouldn't be thinning out. We are nowhere near the edge of the forest. There's no reason the trees should be thinning out at all. It's possible you found a glade, you find a couple of them are through here, but they're not particularly big, and this is a fairly large area where the trees start to thin, and then they start to gain this very sickly nature to them. With a 23 from both Lusa and Cacula, the trees are dying. These trees are not healthy in any way, shape, or form. They are beginning to fall apart slightly. You see a lot of them that have no leaves, despite the fact this is usually very dense foliage, and you see a lot of them that are like twisted and mottled and barely alive. So you guys are walking through this space now, and it's a long time you walk through this space. Like the space is it's not, there's a lot of trees like this, like a fair number of them, and you walk for maybe 2 hours through a space of dying trees. It's starting to put some of the other members of your group on edge. You've noticed that the members of the crew who are with you are actively quiet unless you talk to them first. Frostline is basically not speaking. Scroll has spoken once, and that was to talk to the Stone Defender, and that is the only time. They have not spoken since. You also note that Opal is keeping their eye out as much as they can, but he's also very on edge. His tail is often quite flicking from side to side, very nervous. And this area does not help. Valid.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's spring now, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So these trees shouldn't be dying. That's not exactly reassuring.
I don't know. Why on earth would trees in the Stygian forest get sick? Do I know anything? Do I know anything about tree disease?
All nature.
Sure. Trees. Oh, okay. So 21.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah. There are magical things that can kill trees. There are normal things that can kill trees. Trees. You don't know any specific diseases that would affect trees. Like you can't name any diseases that you're like, wow, this is a disease. But you know that trees can grow rot internally, but this is a lot of trees. Trees that grow rot don't tend to act like this. That tends to affect a small patch of trees. This is like 2 hours of walking worth of trees. There's way too many trees. So you're much more like, is it possibly a magical thing? That's possible. Something with a large amount of arcane energy could have killed a fair amount of trees. Something that actively all of these trees are tapping into, like a water supply, also could be possible, but it seems like a lot of trees to be tapping into a similar water supply. You have to be very powerful.
I regale that and be like, one disease usually doesn't affect this many trees, and if it's the water supply, it's a significant source to We've walked for 2 hours. It's not just one stream or one underground reservoir that's gone bad.
No.
No, do I hunt this vein? Is this do I?
I'll let you roll an intelligence check.
Okay.
Yeah.
Exhaustion
I don't
gives me
think it would
disadvantage,
come
right?
under. It does give you disadvantage. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think it would come under Faith Fiend or Undead, I'm afraid. So it would just be.
What the fuck are my rolls
Well,
today?
Fucking all right, roll 20. Yeah, sure, absolutely. You know that there are some large. Right? Both of you, so Hathor and Luther, know that the Stygian Forest. All of you know this. The Stygian Forest is old, and the Stygian Forest has been around for like 1,000 or so years.
I thought you were
1,000.
gonna say has trees.
Yes, it does. That's the point. It didn't used to exist. There was the calamity about 1,147 years ago. Approximately 1,147 years ago, there was the calamity.
About then.
About then, there was the calamity, and there was a huge amount of explosion of magical energy that nobody really knows a whole lot about, but killed the previous civilization, the Lorians, which is what the language Cortan is from, which has been like vaguely reconfigured by the few elves who spoke it, which are now dead, or varying members of varying. They've found occasional ruins in the edges of the Stygian forest and in the sump that managed to reconstruct some of this language, the same way that we would reconstruct like hieroglyphics, that kind of style. You know that the Stygian forest was caused by a huge eruption of magical power. It doesn't feel odd to you that there would be weird magic occurring in the forest. However, it does feel somewhat weird that it would be actively destroying the forest. Like, it was created by this appears to be almost a self-cannibalism. So you're not sure whether or not this is just the forest gets weird patches of magic sometimes, or something else external has affected this.
So I've been running some theories in my head as to what's causing this, and I have no idea.
Hey, someone should jot that down.
Write a paper on it.
I can speak with them, but it would be one of my higher level spells, and I don't know if we.
As an Elijah, I feel like I'm obliged to help out.
I feel like you're better saving them, Cacula.
I guess if it's no threat to us.
I can speak to them with or without the spell. It's just they can't respond.
Can most people do that?
Yes.
Before you
yes.
said that, Nerin was literally about to make a joke. Like, I can talk to them too.
I suppose so, yes. You know, Yenan always told me that the way that I spoke to them, that they could understand me, they just couldn't reply. But I was 7 and didn't have any friends when they told me this. So it really could be that they were just making me feel better.
Don't make me feel bad now.
Why don't we have a competition where we all tell the tree to drop like a leaf and see
Dead.
which tree,
Drop dead.
which person has the tree listening to them?
I feel like maybe we should not perturb these trees. Maybe with a healthier tree. That sounds like a perfectly good afternoon's entertainment, but not these ones.
How do you know that the trees can understand that you're talking to them if they can't respond?
I don't know. It's always just been a feeling that I had, I suppose. It's like the stars, really. I can't explain it. It just happens to me.
Okay.
But equally, that I don't know how to explain the feeling, so maybe you've gotten it too, and actually that's just how it feels when you talk to a plant.
I am now concerned that every tree
Luther's thinking, but I'm half tree.
Could you apologize to that one, please?
Which one?
That one there.
Oh, sure. I'll go and put a hand on it and just say, What time is it? Like morning, afternoon?
Yeah, mid afternoonish, like early afternoon.
Afternoon. My friend would just like to apologise to you. I'm sorry for whatever seems to be afflicting you. I wish I could help.
Oh, that's not what I meant. And Kitto stabs the tree to like get out some bark and sort of see what's on the inside of it.
Oh. Stars, all right. Yes, I'm incredibly sorry about that. I didn't know that he was going to do that, and if I had, I would have asked him to be more considerate.
Kitto, roll
you
nature.
wanted to know what the inside of a tree looked like. I have plenty of bloodhunter scars on my hand.
A dying tree, you're famously undying.
Kitto
Like
has a
several
thing
times.
doing this with trees. I remember it happening within
Yeah,
the first
this
few
is
days
true.
of us meeting.
Yep.
You
Did
offering
it?
to show
Yes.
Kitto insides, Luther?
11.
What's going on here?
It's not it's not rotting inside the tree. Like it doesn't look like there aren't like weevil holes or anything like that. There's nothing that actively looks like the inside of the tree has been attacked by parasites or anything.
Okay.
It's just shriveled almost, as though the tree itself is just dying, but you're not sure why.
Okay, Kitto's gonna make eye contact with Luther and then just bite into the inside of the bark to like has any negative like impact on, because if it's just the trees are dying, but if it's like some kind of poison in nature that could like affect us, then that matters. So he's
Then
giving
you're
it
going to
taste
consume
test.
it.
No,
You're gonna eat
it's
it to
fine.
make sure it
You
doesn't
don't take
poison you.
any damage.
Thank you.
Are you half beaver?
Cacula's just going to be like, Kitto, they're magically diseased.
It's fine. It's fine. Do you want? No, probably not. Look, I don't
mean,
think it's gonna
yeah,
hurt
once
us.
you've stabbed it off the tree
I mean,
probably
I
doesn't
could have
mind
told
if
you that
eat it.
without you eating a piece of bark.
What are
What
you
does it
doing
taste
there?
like?
He didn't eat it.
You have the
bit it.
4 members of the crew of the Peak Skipper are just watching this open mouthed, like, what the fuck?
They're like,
Is this how
"Do
you guys
live like
live?
this?"
Is this what you do?
I
Like,
need
this
to
how
read
you
your, I need to read your old bootleg Kitto now. I need Kitto just fucking on a tree.
biting a tree.
Kitto, what does it taste like?
Like a tree. Do you want some?
Don't
Yeah, sure.
enable him.
Frostlion just puts one like clawed hand up to his head and just and then just starts walking, and it's just like, I'm done. This is
I
fucking
will follow
walking.
him. I'll follow him, and I'll like turn around and I'll say to Kitto, I expected this. No, I'll say to Hathor, I expected this from him. I'm a little disappointed in you.
Okay.
Laughing.
I want to roll insight.
Hathor, I need you to roll me a survival check.
Disappointed.
I think I need to roll a survival check. You're all fucking cannibals.
That would be a wisdom
We
save.
are not cannibals. We are not.
Luther is like,
You're
Luther's
not made
like,
of
either
they're
this
made
is
of
the
tree.
threat. Luther's
He
like,
just
either
gave
this
it
is
a
the
taste.
threat or the weirdest come on I have ever.
Yeah, it's either just really intense, really bad flirting, or
From
very
Kitto, it's a
threatening.
threat. From
Till
Hathor,
autumnal
definitely
Luther.
From
not.
Hathor, it's flirting.
Does it matter to Luther though?
Nat 20.
At 20. What
so
does that total your survival?
20.
That's the worst statement you've ever made, Jake.
So far.
It tickled Ruth.
0.
Okay, thank you, Astrid. You managed to stay fine on the path. It was just whether or not you were going to get somewhat distracted by whatever the fucking bullshit this is. But you don't, so you're fine. You head slightly north. You're meant to be sticking like a vaguely northeast path towards the city, and you managed to actually find the end of these trees. You come to the edge of this massive glade, like bigger than the glade of Tula, weirdly enough. It's this huge glade with there's a small like ledge and also like rocks embanked into the side, as though I just put you on the fucking map. There you go. Hey,
It
a map.
worked.
Yes.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, at least my Ethernet is holding. Yeah,
Oh,
with
this
these
is
like
actually a nice
rocks.
one.
It's a nice one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Embanked into the side, and you guys come in following this path. The path is not as direct as this map makes it look. It's much more like cutting through brush, but it's fine.
More of a deer path than an actual dirt human.
Yeah.
Human path.
But you see all of these things, and Hathor. Wait a second. What's everybody's passive insight? Cacula, yours is pretty high.
Passive insight.
Yeah,
Insight, a 10 plus your insight mod.
Oh, okay.
Same way as passive perception works.
17.
14.
10.
Well,
10.
Okay, so Kitto and Nerin and Hathor, you miss this, but Luther and Cacula, you pick it up. You walk into this glade area, and Luther, it takes you a second to pick it up. You pick it up more because Cacula does. Spirit, Scroll, and Frostline freeze. They stop, sudden, like jolts freeze. And look actively uncomfortable being here. Been here before. Long time ago. Opal looks unsure, like doesn't look to recognize it, but the other three members do. And you guys, as you're coming through here, you notice further off the path this way. No, let me have the fucking boy. I want to show you things over there, that way-ish. Where these rocks are over here. There's a small building in the forest. It's wooden, it's stone, it's rubble mainly, but there are still recognizable walls of a building. And it looks old, really old. Most of it is damaged, and Spirit kind of rubs their jaw and says, "I think we know where that defender came from." And kind of gives a nod to the building, and it was a fort, I think. And Frostline kind of looks at Kitto and then looks back and kind of scratches behind the back of his neck a little. Yes, we've been here before. This is an old fort. It's a Lorien fort. It's an old one. It was where we found Spirit and Scroll a long time ago, about 8 years. It's starting to get late in the day now. It's going on 5-6 p.m. and you guys are still going to run the risk of exhaustion if you take another movement. And Luther and Kitto are already exhausted still.
Would it be too uncomfortable if we stopped here for the night?
Yeah, but what's getting me is that stone defender was recent, was it not?
The stone defender itself wasn't recent. It was
Let's rest up.
Yeah, no. The stone defender was like covered in vines and stuff. It definitely is old stuff. As the defender, it's just been running a long time. Frostlion. We need to rest.
We don't need to rest here.
It's a fort. It has fortifications.
It does. It is
But
easier
also,
to defend against. Better.
But also, we need to actually rest. And if you aren't able to do that because you're going to be up with whatever memories this place holds for you, then we should find somewhere more effective.
I'm pretty spent, to be honest.
It's not so much that this place holds memories, this is where it all began. But we do need to rest. He kind of looks to Spirit and Scroll moves a hand as though to say, whatever you want, Captain. And Spirit says, doesn't exactly hold memories for us, so we don't remember it, so it's up to you. Frostlion sighs. Sure, fine. We'll stay here. Okay. Keep us protected at least.
As I walk past, I'll just like put a hand very lightly on Frostlion's arm. Keep going.
Let's set up camp. You guys make yourselves a camp as the evening wears on. Is there anything you guys want to talk about?
Hathor would kind of like to, if he can, as politely and discreetly as possible, have a good poke around the ruins. Like,
I did think you'd want it. Yeah, as soon as you are like side-eyeing them, like I would like to do this. Spirit looks up and goes, don't not do this on our account. You're fine.
anyone want to follow?
I'll come.
I need to rest up.
That's fair. I'll set off arm in arm with Nerin.
Roll an investigation check.
You can have advantage, Hathor.
You can.
Thank you. Okay, let's roll on roll 20 and see how we're doing, because I'm rolling well normally. Not bad.
I mean, we're glad for that advantage, considering that the natural one. But you know, we got it. Advantage was working. So, you guys, the ruins. There aren't lots of ruins. I thought, like, it's not it does appear to be. You find yourself like picking through the rubble and stuff, and it does appear to be fairly. It appears to be it once was a large-ish singular building.
Mm-hmm.
It probably stood quite tall from the amount of rubble that you're finding, but the foundations don't appear to be very big.
Okay.
So it was probably a tower of some kind or something like that. You find what appears to have once been the entrance way, where you guys are currently staying. You find some graffiti scrolled into one of the still standing walls in Cortan, but it's in so much dialect you're not quite sure what it says. You pick up a few words, but it's very slang. There's a lot of slang in it, and your Cortan is very academic.
Okay.
So a lot of the words don't quite make sense to you.
What words do I pick out?
You pick out, like, it appears to be something vaguely-ish militaristic. It's vaguely, there's that kind of idea. Yes, it's much more along the lines of somebody was bored and was scrolling into the rocks here.
Which kind of idea? There were two options given.
Both. It's very much more along the lines of you don't recognize any. There appears to be what looks like names. You don't recognize the Lorien naming conventions, but there appear to be a name of somebody, and then some word that you don't recognize, and then somebody else's name, and then like what might have been a heart kind of vibe.
Mm-hmm.
People are people wherever they are, and this appears to be old graffiti, but you don't recognize the slang word for whatever they're doing in between those two names.
Mm-hmm.
You're not sure if it's loves or fucks or whatever. It is a word. You're not quite sure what it means.
Understood. Okay. That's fair. I was just trying to get the angle of, like, is this likely to be prison? Is it likely to be barracks? Is it likely to be wizard tower?
A tower and then fairly large-ish military outpost is possible or likely. That's your best guess. With the 23, I'd say your best guess is this was a military outpost, a small one. You wouldn't have had many people here, but it is an outpost.
Mm-hmm.
And it only goes up, right? Not down. From what
Yes,
we can
there
tell.
aren't. There are foundations, but there doesn't appear to be a cellar. You reckon this could have, if this was used in like the height of war from the physical size of it, roll me history, Hathor, and I will give you, if I can give you anything else on that.
Can I give advantage?
Uh,
It's fine if not.
what's your intelligence modifier, Nerin?
Ha! It's 0.
No, I'm going to say you can't. It's
That's
quite a
very
specific thing.
fair. That was completely fair.
It's okay, because 12 plus 7. I rolled a 19.
Okay, so from the size and the age, this is definitely pre-calamity, definitely Lorien, from the Cortan. If it was used in the height of warfare, it could probably hold 30 to 40 people if it was very tall.
Mm-hmm.
If it was used, like if they were like packed in, like warfare is happening kind of vibes. If it was an outpost, you're reckoning it'd hold more like 12.
Mm-hmm.
But you're not sure.
Mm.
It also depends on what kind of people were housed here. If it was housing people like Warforged, then you'd be able to hold a lot more because you wouldn't need beds and food in the same manner.
Mm-hmm.
If it was housing people who aren't Warforged, then you would need a lot less because you'd need more supplies for them.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you get with your 2 pretty fucking high rolls.
Mm-hmm.
Is the graffiti like, I mean, obviously it's hard to tell, but is it like of that time or is it more
Yes, it
recent?
is. No, it's definitely of that time.
Cool.
It's very old and difficult to make out is the other thing, as well as Hathor, you're not quite sure whether or not you're reading it right because it's just like barely embedded in the wall at this point. There's been a lot of erosion around it, so you're not quite sure.
I'm gonna
Graffiti of Pompeii.
one of the assumedly many notebooks that I have on me and kind of like scroll down the middle word in the back page of somewhere
Okay.
to add spirit or scroll at another point.
I'll say you can do that.
Take a rubbing.
Yeah, you can do that as well if you'd like to.
I'm sure they're gonna fucking laugh at me when I show it to them.
I'm amused for that comment. Okay, the rest of you. So as Hathor and Nerin wander off to investigate the ruins, what are the others up to?
Resting, but I'll be...
Valid.
I'm
Luther?
resting, so I'll probably be facing the front just in case anything like wanders in. But for the most part, I'll be trying to catch some Z's.
Very fair. Kitto?
We'll like keep an eye on Frostlion, but not make conversation.
Okay.
Unless, or can I have an insight roll to like?
Yeah, I was going to say roll insight.
Thank you.
Yeah, vibe check Frostlion. You're welcome to vibe check him.
Don't be trash. Don't be trash. It was trash. It was 9.
Okay. I'll give you with that. Frostlion is uncomfortable being here.
Mhm.
And with his previous notes to you, you know why.
Mhm.
This is you've talked to him about that before, about everything that happened with the Peak Skipper originally and Rainhawk and Guardian.
Mhm.
You're in the right spot, and he hates being back here because of this is just the last time he lost everything, and it's happened again. Fuck. He's not hiding it very well, so you're fine with a 9 because he's really not hiding it. He's very uncomfortable.
If it's not too late or too awkward, Kitto will again take out his violin and maybe like try and on purpose make some really like irritating mistakes and try and draw him into conversation to be like, well, actually, so try and like
roll deception, I think, or performance.
I mean, my deception's higher.
Go with that.
But I don't really mind if he knows I'm purposefully trying to draw him into conversation.
That's fair.
13 on deception.
Okay, he does purposefully know, but he accepts it and will be like, Kitto, your hand is too low. That's not a G.
Oh, yeah, you're right. And he will just keep like playing new things and not trying to make him talk about anything, but distracting with music a little bit.
Eventually, he just accepts that you're going to try and do this and takes out his flute and just follows you and starts to like riff with you. Yeah,
Cacula is
it's quite good.
badly humming along. He's doing his best, but oh boy,
He's starting
it
a
ain't
band.
good.
Are we starting a band?
Cacula, one of those grandparents who like claps along to music, but like not in time.
Really out of time, just like
He so is. It's like, this is endearing because he's having such a good time, but also you wish you would stop.
And I feel cold out here.
And
me too, buddy. Don't worry about it. I also have no musical talent.
Kitto will smile at Frostlion when he looks at all like slightly distracted, or at least preoccupied doing something else.
You did manage to preoccupy him. And as the others come back, and Nerin and Hathor, you come back round to Kitto and Frostlion appearing to kind of jam a little bit, as it were. And you guys come and sit down for dinner, and Frostlion kind of, I suppose I should probably explain what this place is, as far as we know.
You don't have to.
Already said enough.
Hathor, I'm sure you did some fun investigation.
Yeah. There are writings on the wall. I figure it's probably an old military outpost, something like that. It's small, so it'd probably be tall and thin. Found some graffiti on the wall, but I can't understand it. It's slang, and I didn't learn like that.
Scroll is the one who replies, kind of clearing their throat a little. It's an old watchtower. I don't remember the name. It's been a very long time. You were stationed here. Me. Spirit. Every other warforged in that city. I can list them all if you'd like. Name for name. I don't remember why, and I don't remember when. It's blocked, like something has prevented us from recalling it. That I know why has happened, but well, that's a little personal. But this, to us, is not only old memories, but it's where the Peak Skipper landed the first time round. He looks at Frostlion. Frostlion sighs. 8 years ago. Back when the old captain was in charge.
Running for a fair bit.
Yeah. Opal you weren't part of the crew, so Fallen was. And that's it. Every other member of that crew is dead. Most of the Warforged we found here are dead too. We got grounded. Lightning storm hit the ship. The elementals escaped. We didn't have a backup engine at the time. Fell out of the sky. Trying to put a ship back together after that is difficult. And this forest is dangerous. We lost far too many in that crash. We walked all the way back. Me, Fallen, 12 Warforged. Here we are again. Now without that ship, and without my quartermaster, Kitto, you already knew this. I had already told you this, but I didn't think it was going to come up. I didn't think the rest of you needed to know.
Thank you for sharing with us, though.
What about Guardian?
Very good question. I don't know. None of us know. Scroll spirit kind of sits forward. Guardian is a Warforged. For those of you who don't. He was the best of us all, I would say. He was the head of this watchtower, if my memory serves. First one to be woken up. And he's the reason we don't remember before. To be woken up again after 1100 years of nothing is quite a lot, quite suddenly. Guardian worried we'd go mad. He nearly did. So he stopped us remembering. We know where we're from. We still speak Hortan. We know who we are. We can't remember. There's like a block to the wall, to what happened, to the calamity, as you call it. We can't remember that. It's just blackness. Guardian's still out there somewhere in this forest. Hopefully there are other Warforged too, right? We live a very long time and we're difficult to kill and destroy, and if we were just abandoned and turned off for 1100 years, maybe there were others in the same way.
It's not impossible. This forest is massive. Don't lose hope.
Yeah. So he's out there somewhere. Frostline sighed a little. I promised that I would I promised myself that I would help him someday. But I don't know where he is, what he's doing. And to wander into this place without a ship, without a crew, without... I don't know. He's a powerful sorcerer, magician. I think his magic is innate. It's kind of like yours, Hathor, but he doesn't cast in the same way you do. So I don't know. But I trusted him to protect himself, but I promised myself and him that I'd uphold what my captain promised, and that was to help him. Rainhawk's been dead nearly 8 years, and I haven't come looking. I failed, have failed, continue to fail, because I can't walk back into this forest without remembering it.
We're here now, and there's time, and they live very long lives. 8 years, it's
The blip.
a blip.
Just because you haven't doesn't mean that you won't. There's always time.
Yes, I guess so.
This isn't your responsibility alone. If you'd like help, then I'm sure we're all here.
He's right.
Yes, it's just I don't know.
Oh, how do you want to help? How are you planning to help? What is it that you can help with? Getting them out of the forest?
Finding more Warforged, defending them. I don't. He swore that he wouldn't come back to the city, that he wouldn't until he knew there was nothing else to be found here.
Okay.
Look, that's not something that can be achieved. That's not really something you can succeed at or finish doing. It's a lifelong commitment. And just because you haven't found any new Warforged yet, that doesn't mean that it's over, that you failed indefinitely and irrevocably. Spirit and Scroll are in your crew, are they not? You're their captain and you protect them. I'm sure they would agree.
I should have done more. I should be doing more.
There's time. Look, we'll sort this out. We'll sort out this mess, and then if there's one thing we're good at, it's coming up with a plethora of terrible plans, one of which will succeed.
I had an idea already.
Hit us, Nerin, hit us.
Let's leave a message here in case
That
they
one's
come
not
back.
bad.
On paper or like in moss on the wall so that it lasts longer.
Moss grows like mad. I think paper is the better idea.
Or into the wall.
We can scratch it into the wall.
Isn't it bad to do that to architectural relics?
It's fine, it's fine.
I don't know. I get the sixth sense that a certain oracle is screaming into.
I
Nobody
feel
was
like the
bothered by
god in
that.
this world might actually hate us if we did that.
We should do it anyway, though, for a giggle.
Who the hell is visiting this place? It's like 3 walls on the ground. I mean, who cares? Oh yes, why don't we take a trek out into the middle of fucking nowhere to go and look at 3 walls on the ground? I mean, who would spend their time doing that?
And they have to dig up their dirt as well. I mean, it's just dirt, you know, what are you going to find? Soil?
Yeah, like even if you did that once, you would never make that
Dirty.
into like your life's profession, would you?
It seems pointless. Like,
Yeah.
no.
So in
Have
summary,
you finished bullying my life? Thank you. Have you finished dragging archaeology as a subject?
I mean, I suppose some people might, but to them I would simply say, don't.
And some people might say, oh, this is really fancy tree ruined somewhere in the Stylian forest, but I'm in Utopia. It's like a flight out and the weather's really hot and you might not even find it. It's like a slot machine.
No, you have to get like permission from the local authorities to dig there.
No,
Yeah,
no.
But it could be
Okay,
worse.
now that's just against me. Come on.
It could be worse. We could be humanities
Aside from you
students.
just dragging me. Yes, you're all humanities
True.
students aside from
True.
Bruce. Chill. We're all humanities
the
students here.
economy.
Yeah, I've literally had lectures on archaeology.
Yeah.
That's like more than
Some of
1,000 years
us-
ago. So
Some of us have an undergrad degree in this. Anyway, you are actually welcome to defile this archaeological ruin. I don't mind. Because it's imaginary.
I want to get
It's
my
imaginary.
Your
Fine.
use of the word defile would imply
we're just gonna
otherwise,
record
but
the
okay.
first part of that sentence and send it to your tutors.
Mhm.
Send it to
Without
Mooney.
the because
Somewhere.
it's imaginary.
Send it to Mooney. Oh no.
No, that's what I'm saying. Somewhere, I mean, he's like, Lauren's like, fancy watching a film? And he goes, yes, sure. Oh, my heart.
I'm not sure that's a very good impression of
It
Moons,
was
but I
trying to be
enjoy it.
It's just Toma.
It's very Toma. I was like,
Yeah.
this is Toma, but I'm not sure Mooney's that deep.
Same hat.
Yeah, fair. Anyway, yeah, you're welcome to leave a message if you'd like to. It's a good idea. Just because I personally died, but that's irrelevant.
Somebody whose Cortan is better than mine. Here, this should make you laugh. And I pull out the writing of what is written on the back. That word in the middle. What does that say?
Would I know?
You don't speak Cortan.
Yeah, so I'm thinking about like elves and shit. I imagine.
Nah, you don't speak Cortan. It's just Cortan. Spirit. Squirrel has a look over it, snorts, and then gestures it to Spirit. And Spirit looks at it and goes, slang word for fuck.
Amazing. I love it.
I'm amazed Hathor didn't study that already.
Yes. I mean, I guess it's not common.
Didn't really come up in the syllabus.
No. But if you want me to leave a message, I can leave a message for Guardian, yes.
Yeah, it's somewhere to start.
It's a good idea, Nerin. Thank you.
I'm full of them.
We're very good at ideas, especially Nerin, I must say.
Nerin is genuinely full of really good ideas.
Really good ideas. Like most of the really good ideas have come from Nerin.
Yeah.
You watch
It's just
actually
like
as
also accompany all of them with really bad ideas.
Yeah, they're
you-
hidden in amongst terrible puns and awful ideas.
You watch as Spirit clicks his arm slightly and his hand turns into a blade, and he takes the blade and he scores into the wall a message in Cortan. Hathor, it's less slang, and it basically reads, still here, still going. Contact us, ? Peak skipper.
Mhm.
And then he twists his hand and the hand comes back and the blade reinserts itself into his arm. We should get some rest.
Should.
Agreed.
Okay. Skip one. Who's taking watch? Or are you not taking watch? Hathor's taking watch.
I'll do it with someone.
Not
Okay,
taking
you're welcome
watch.
to. You're
I'll
welcome
take
to.
watch.
Okay.
I mean, I can do it by myself, but my perception is
have
dire.
I only need 4 hours sleep, like 4 hours of meditation.
You only need to do 3 watches for everybody to get long rests. So if you all double up, or one person has to go on their own, basically. So, or you can double up with one of the crew. You just have to tell them you want to do it, because otherwise I won't make them. But yeah, who's going first?
I will.
Okay. On your own? Anybody else doing it with Cacula?
I'll go with Cacula.
Okay.
Mhm.
Cacula and Nerin.
Yay!
Who wants? So
I'm
you can both make
lucky.
perception checks.
You can Cacula do advantage?
Oh yes, you can do that.
Yes, because Nerin won't see anything.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Double 9!
Terrible.
I'm sorry,
Won't
Nerin
see
distracting
anything.
Cacula.
Yeah, Nerin,
Uh,
Nerin like gets excited about what flowers he might be able to do, and he's like, "Okay, I'll braid them into your hair. I know that's what you want. Come and sit down."
Cacula is like trying to look, and Nerin's like, "But you're not paying attention to me," and so it's standing in front of Cacula and blocking everything that he can see. Oh dear, there's a scary look on the DM's face.
I'm just working things out.
Yeah, that's why it's scary.
Mm.
So yeah, you guys don't notice anything at all.
We have a great time.
Yes. Okay. Who's taking second watch?
Hathor.
Hathor?
Me.
Okay. Roll perception.
Can Frost Lion join me?
Yeah, sure.
I would like to roll perception, please, or roll with my dice, since my dice like me.
You can also roll advantage with Frostline.
I mean, sure, that was a good roll. Oh, that's an even better roll. 17.
Okay. Yeah, you keep a very close eye out. And Frostline is there.
Mhm.
Do you want to talk? I presume you wanted to talk to him.
We are
Yes.
sitting in complete silence.
I am working out
Staring
how
him
to
down.
try and have a conversation with him.
He's not talking. He's not starting conversation.
Mm-hmm. How does he look? Does he still look weird and uncomfortable?
Yeah.
I'll go over and sit down next to him and go, hi.
Hello.
Shut up, Nerin.
Nerin hasn't gone to sleep yet, just rolls over and looks at Hathor like, and then
Just
rolls
like
back
raising
over
my
again.
eyebrows.
You said that you wanted to talk about engines.
Sure.
And we'll just launch into discussion about desperately trying to distract him and tell him about his everything. Going, damn, like, you know, every time I get an idea, I'm like, oh, that would be a fantastic thing. I'd love to research that. And then I'm like, oh, I don't have any fucking books. So used to being at the schools and the library.
I'm afraid I'm not particularly knowledgeable.
I'm not going to start.
Much more actress side.
Don't worry, I'm not going to start asking you about arcane crystals.
I'm a bard. I don't know. I know how my ship works. Because I need to. And that's it.
We'll find it again.
Maybe we will. Maybe we will. We'll work things out, I'm sure. You seem to think so.
I can message people if you've got anything you want to say.
No.
Okay.
There isn't. I wouldn't know what to say. I wouldn't know what they'd want. Sits silently for basically the rest of the watch.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll take a brief break.
Yes.
Take 10.
I see.
I'll be back in a spicy 10.
Yes. I think I've got 2 levels of exhaustion, so if I do a long rest, only lose the 1, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'd rather lose the speed then.
You'd be okay. No, because you guys didn't push it this day, so you would be down to none.
Okay, I've got like 2 on my sheet though, which is weird.
Yeah, because you were at 2 and then you slept 1 off. So.
Oh, okay, I must have forgot to. There we go.
Yep.
Just restarted.
I thank you. Okay, so Hathor, did you want to cast Sending to Kip?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I'm casting Sending to Kip before I go to sleep. Okay. To be like, Because they said that Kip was tied to the mast, right?
Yes,
Yes.
the information you were given.
Sending. This is Hathor. Please don't react. But we are following behind you. We are coming to get you. Please hold on a little longer. Any help? Question mark. I ran out of words.
You told them not to react, though, so they're not going to. There is a quiet cough in response. A recognition that the message has been received.
Yeah.
Okay. Who's taking last watch?
Would I have had my long rest?
You have had your long rest.
Then yeah, I'll take the last watch. Yeah.
Okay. Anyone else with Luther?
I'm very sleepy and require more than 4 hours sleep, so I think I'm
Yeah.
This is true. You haven't had your long rest, so that is valid. Luther, you're on your own. Roll me perception, please.
Absolutely.
Unless you wish to wake one of the other members of the crew. You're welcome to
No,
that.
they've been tired. Let them rest.
Okay. 17, very good.
Luther's just gonna look at the bit of parchment which has the sun, so fuck sun, so I'm just like, heh, every now and then.
Yeah, valid. Luther, about halfway through your watch, something changes. You're very on edge, keeping your ears out. You're rested and having a fine time, and you recognize it because you're sat cross-legged on the floor, and there's a slight tremor in the ground, and that's all the warning you get before this huge creature, mechanically large creature, bursts out of the ground. It's almost Pilbug-like in style, this massive thing, and it roars at you, and
I should really stop being in the vicinity of things. Guys, we have a problem.
very good. And
Ruth was like, why does this always happen when I'm responsible?
and I'm going to put yourselves on the map, my dears, and I will put the boy on.
Ooh,
That's a tiny boy. He's not that big. I think he's
baby boy.
Is he large? Yes, he's large.
We were like here, right?
Yeah, you're like there. Here is the boy.
Get back over here. We're
he's
sleeping.
He's kind of cute. He's like, eh.
Yeah, I kind of like him.
I will
little
shift
sappy
set him for
man.
you. There he is.
Yeah, look at him.
I like him. He looks like a Pokemon.
Yeah.
He does look like Pokemon.
I want to call him Cactus.
I want to give him a big
And I
old
want him
beer.
to
Have a
be my
Pokemon
friend.
named Niimi.
Oh, fuck me. Sorry, Roll20.
No, like
thing where
he's
it kicks me
the
out.
nickname in.
Oh, I thought you meant like a Pokemon species.
I want to give him
No.
I want him to be my best man at my wedding.
Yeah, me too. I want him to be my
Okay.
ring bearer. Like, you know how sometimes people have ring bearers that are like their dogs.
Yeah.
You want the
want
bullet
Cactus as
to
my
be
dog.
your ring bearer?
Yeah.
I'll go.
You guys are gonna have weird weddings. Good luck, people. with
Yeah,
Niimi.
we are. We know. It's fine. Hathor, you are missing those 2 spells, but everybody else, you're okay. Kitto, you are at 1 point of exhaustion because you haven't had a long rest yet.
Right, cool.
I know, baby.
But the rest of you, I don't think used any spells during the day, so it's fine.
No.
I'd like everyone to roll initiative, please. Luther, with that high of a perception check, it means he doesn't get a surprise round, basically.
Nice.
Yay! And does it mean that we're all awake? Because he had time to
It does
get us
mean
up.
you're all awake. Yeah.
Cool.
It just means that he has enough time to will you stop throwing me out?
Oh, I'm rolling awfully today. I might switch over to
Switch to the dice then.
normal dice. Yeah.
Yeah, switch to dice.
I'm missing the one sending spell, right?
You didn't cast anything else.
Yeah, cool.
You're just missing a third.
You were like, you're missing those 2 spells, and I was like, wait, what else?
I
did
don't know why I thought you were missing another one. I'm sorry. Yeah, you're just missing the sending.
Just double checking.
Yeah, this is the electro thing you're on about.
It is, yes. It is Dark
I
Souls.
recognize those sound fonts.
Yeah. I enjoy it. It's fun. I really like Alex's stuff. Oh, Nerin, why are you on the initiative order twice? Get off.
Didn't
Above
mean
the
to.
bullet.
I'm sorry.
No, it just recognized you were there before I expected. 15 for you,
Even-
Kitto.
Even physical dice, I literally just rolled like
Oh.
8 times, and only once did I roll above a 10, and it was a 13.
Get them out
What
the
did
way.
you get? Yeah, get them out of the way. 19 for Luther, very nice.
Yeah, my rolls
and
have been great so far. I hope I don't jinx it.
That's why you're a 4. Not a good roll. Okay.
Maybe it's like the shadow game. You're just sapping all of my good rolls.
Yes, nicking all the good roll juice. You had all of the luck on Tuesday. I would like some of it back. Me and my goddamn Banes. Okay, Luther, you are up first.
Hope it's the tried and tested Crimson Owl.
Absolutely. Crimson Owl. Absolutely, you may Crimson Owl. That's not bad, Owl.
Yeah, it's okay, Owl.
Crimson Owie.
Crimson Oof.
Yep.
Oh wait, no,
So that's
Crimson
your
Right's
bonus?
already it's already a bonus. In which case, yeah, let's get some damage off. Why not?
Okay. That's not gonna hit.
No, okay, and extra attack. Cause my hand. That'll do.
That is gonna hit, yes.
Okay, I'll be fair and say that's not the much as Crimson Righted because that'd be a bit cheeky.
Okay, no worries.
Yeah.
I don't think he's resistant. Nope, not to that.
I already
Because
bonus
that's
actioned, so
slashing damage, so he's not resistant to that.
that's me.
Oh no, I just gave him 1,067 hit points. That's the wrong
Oh,
number.
man.
No!
That's the wrong number.
He does not have 1,067 hit points, I promise you.
We'll
Okay,
get
cool.
there.
It is now the Bullet's turn. Big boy. You know what? He's just gonna
Bring the ring.
try and crunch Luther.
Yeah, that's fair.
Let's see. Plus, it's not a particular. Oh,
You'll end up
yes.
watching
10
Kitto eat the
is
tree.
gonna fuck. Yeah, he was. 10 is not gonna hit you, so it's fine.
Good.
Which will bring us to whatever the Kitto. It will bring us to Kitto.
That is me.
It is you.
I'm gonna skedaddle over here. I may have to dash, but that's fine.
Yeah, you've got bonus action dash.
Yeah. So all is well. And that's a good roll to hit. That's 25 to hit.
That's gonna hit. Roll damage.
Oh yeah, I forgot to say I would like to stab it.
Oh, I presumed you would like to stab
mean, I
it,
thought
considering
you
that you're a
would.
rogue and it's kind of the thing
Yeah.
you do.
It's my one. I could necrotic shroud. I just haven't. And all my dice. 22 damage.
Oh, fuck me. Yep, that's a good amount of damage. Yep, he takes all of that. Okay, cool. I'll bring us to Nerin.
Yeah, that's me.
It is you.
I'm gonna run
Okay.
over here,
Okay.
which is just my 40 movement.
It is. Yep.
And then am I flanking?
Let me check. I don't believe so.
Sad.
Yeah, it has to be direct like that. I'm afraid you can't flank diagonally with
Oh.
something.
Oh,
Moved a
I'm
bit to
sorry.
the right next turn.
I was trying to be flanking with Luther. Is there any way I could
Yeah.
have done that?
I don't think diagonals work.
Not from where Lusa is, because you would
Yeah.
have to stand here, which would have put you off the cliff.
I see. Cool.
Yeah, you can't flank something diagonally. You have to flank
I see.
direct on or across.
In that case, I'll just punch it anyway.
Go for it.
It
Go
looks
for it.
really shiny, so I think
It
it's
is
gonna
really
hurt,
shiny.
But oh well, I can't do anything else except punch. That was a natural 20.
Nice. We love it.
I assume that hits.
Yes, a natural 20 does hit.
That is. Oh, I rolled max. 12, 15 damage. Oh,
Unfortunately, he is nice and shiny, and he is resistant to bludgeoning damage.
even
I'm
if
sorry.
it's magical.
Yes, it's all bludgeoning damage.
Oops, all bludgeoning.
Oops, all bludgeoning. He's not resistant to the other forms of physical damage, but unfortunately, bullets are resistant to bludgeoning.
That's very sad.
I know, I'm sorry. But he still takes half, so, you know.
Yes.
But it is sad on the crit, and you only get half damage.
I will. If something's range is 30 feet, could I do it from here?
You'd have disadvantage, but you could do it
Okay.
from close.
Never mind, I'll just keep punching him for now.
Okay. I mean, you know for next time round that it's better to do radiant.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just I don't want to move away and get attacked.
No, I guess
That was a natural 1. So,
Sorry, that will not hit.
and that was a 16.
16 will just miss, I'm afraid. AC is a bit higher than
Okay. That's it. That's all.
that. Okay. Bring us to Hathor. You're up.
Yep. Okay.
Oh, just for reference, unless you actively ask them to, no members of the Peak Skipper will ever be involved in combat because I'm not running 4 NPCs at the same time.
Sorry.
Also, only Frost Lion and Opal are the ones with any levels, and they're both injured. So
If we look like we're
They're not
dying,
gonna
we'll probably like throw a rock at Frostlight and be like,
if you're dying, then you can be like help, and Frost Lion will start casting healing word on you. Yes. But until that
Also-
point, they're not going to be involved.
Yeah, it makes sense because it's like Opal and Frostlion are injured. Spirit and Scroll are making sure that Opal and Frostlion don't get hurt more.
Yes, and also Spirit and Scroll are way out of practice with any kind of combat and are not good.
Yeah.
Opal and Frostline, I've got
1,000
that
years
jersey
out of
munching
practice.
popcorn.
I got tea.
I'm in a pretty good position right now. Big gun's out the fucking gate. I'm gonna try and
Okay.
hit him with a lightning bolt.
Lightning bolt.
Okay. Can you do that? Yes, and not hit anybody else.
Yeah, because it's a straight line from me, so straight
A
down.
It's a 5 foot line, right? Not a 10 foot line.
Yeah, it's a 5 foot line.
No worries. Fabulous.
And he needs a dex save from me, please.
Okay, let me check the dex. I'm not sure the dex on these boys is particularly high.
I was
Oh,
hoping
it's nothing.
dex-
They're strong, but they're not super dexterous. Nope, fails.
Yeah, take your fucking 8d6, baby.
Ooh, let's go.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Cacula, you're on deck.
14, 18. 24 damage.
Nice, good damage, good damage, good damage. Nice. Okay, that end your turn, Hathor.
Yeah, it does.
Cacula, you're up.
I am casting Guiding Bolt using my star map.
Go for it. Roll to attack.
Oh wait, I forgot to roll with real dice. Oh, okay.
It's
That's
fine.
not so
You
bad.
rolled fine.
23.
That will hit. Roll damage.
Yay.
Oh boy, this has been an opening. Yeah, I know. Oh boy,
19.
fuck, this has been an opening. I'm glad these boys have a shit ton of hit points because Jesus, it's a lot.
And I'm done.
That was
Okay,
it. Yeah, nicely done.
And Cacula, roll me a perception check at the end of your turn, please.
Okay, with pleasure. Well, with fear. 22. Yeah,
good.
baby.
Hey.
So this bullet that appears behind you,
Cool.
burrowing out of the ground.
Cool. I thought it was a baby.
No, sorry, they just only I can't. So Roll20 doesn't like if you can input token size on Roll20, but it tends to fuck it up more than it gets it right.
Yeah.
So I don't bother.
It's only worked once for me.
Yeah, it just doesn't work. So I just resize them as soon as I put them on the map. Comes bursting out of the ground, and only gets its bite attack off rather than its leap attack off on you because you rolled high enough to notice it was coming. 17 to hit, Cacula.
Yeah, that'll hit.
You take 26 piercing damage.
Ooh.
You haven't been hit by these boys yet. They hit hard. Okay. Top of the round. Lucy, you're up.
Okay, let's try. Yeah.
Okay, blood curse of binding. Very nice. Okay. Succeed on a strength saving throw or the speed is just a 0. Okay, let's strength save.
Yeah, they probably have high strength, but I'd rather not move.
Unfortunately, they do.
Yeah, well, in that case, I'm gonna turn this bullet into a creme brulee. That was
okay.
Clever.
That will just hit. That's a AC.
Okay, nice. And attack no 2.
That will miss.
Okay.
Your first one has crimson right though.
Okay, sure. 1d6. Nice.
Nice. Good. Yep, it's not resistant to that either. Cool. Okay. That brings us to the bullets. This boy is gonna try and crunch Nerin. Why not? We're gonna go for a crunch on Nerin. And it's gonna hit with a 20. That's 26 piercing damage to you, Nerin.
Oh.
Yeah, they're nasty. This boy's gonna come around here, and he's coming to crunch the wizard.
Don't crunch the wizard.
Delicious wizards.
Leave the wizard.
Misses the delicious wizard.
No, it doesn't, but I'm gonna shield.
I was gonna say, you're gonna cast shield.
Yeah.
Oh, shield goes up. Yes, because you're a delicious wizard. They have no hit points.
Shield, please.
Okay, cool. That ends their turn, which will bring us to Kitto with Nerin on deck.
Kitto is going to bonus action disengage,
Nice.
apologize to Luther through sheer puppy dog eyes alone, stand here in necrotic shroud to get both of them and Luther.
Oh, okay.
On save for fear,
No.
right?
Charisma.
Charisma save. Oh, they're not charismatic.
No, neither am I.
Luther's more charismatic.
No, I'm not.
They both fail.
Is
So
that a
they're both
saving
scared.
throw?
It's charisma save.
Oof.
You make it.
You make it. Yeah. Cool. Yeah.
They're both
So they're both
frightened.
frightened, and so have disadvantage on many things.
Yes, disadvantage on attacks whilst they can see you for the next round and cannot move towards you.
Yes, those things, and that's me done.
Fabulous, wonderful. Nerin, you're up.
Yes, I will move not out of creature's range, but up, so that hopefully I'm flanking with Luther, but also I'm within 30 feet of the other guy because I'm not actually going to hit this one. I just don't want to be hit by it.
You are not flanking with Luther because you're not between the creature, but
Oh,
Yes,
okay, never
yes,
mind.
you can
Well,
hit the other boy.
that's fine.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. And then I'm going to be Radiance Umball punching the other one.
Okay, go for it.
That doesn't hit. Sad.
Sad. You've still got another boy. You've still got more boys.
That Also doesn't hit. 16 doesn't hit, right?
AC 17.
That hits.
Okay, yep.
And that is 7 radiant damage. And the
Nice.
last one doesn't hit. This is sad.
Mhm.
There we are. Back to classic Nerin.
Not a good round for Nerin, which will bring us to Hathor.
That
Squishy wizard boy.
Wait, does start of my next turn. Woof, still don't have the shield up. That's annoying. Because I would have liked to have run.
You have shield up
Start
until it. No, it's a round. It's until the round happens. So you've still got shield up until you get back to the bullet's turn.
Okay, well I'll
So
fucking run.
it's duration around. He'll go for an attack on you.
Whoa.
Crunch.
Sorry, but
Crunch the wizard. Oh, does he hit the wizard with a 15?
no, if ever I've got the shield up, it'll miss.
That's fine then.
And then I'm gonna orb the orb.
Mhm.
Orb. Second level, please.
That's gonna hit. Very nice. Roll damage. What damage are you choosing?
I will choose lightning.
Yep.
No, I'll choose
It's been
fire.
working for you. Okay, that's also fine. It is also not resistant to fire, so that's okay. Ooh, that's a lot of damage. Very nice, Hathor.
Yeah.
Cacula, you're up. Lisa, you're on deck.
Hello. So this is a very unfortunate situation I find myself in.
Mhm.
But I'm a sensible little boy, so I'm gonna take the chalice.
Very nice. Shiny.
And then, as my bonus, I am going to cast Healing Word on myself.
Okay.
Gotta nip that in the bud while it's still early. Does anyone else need healing?
I'm okay. The others might. Never thought I'd say that.
Neither did I. I feel like that was a monumental moment for us both.
Okay,
Anyone
I think
else
Nerin
need
is
it?
the other one who's been injured.
Okay.
But I'm
You
not
can have the
bloodied
D8.
yet. So.
Well, you can
No.
have the D8 anyway. This is preemptive. Also, it's only like 6.
Plus 6.
So you're okay. And having done that, I am also gonna leave. Bye.
He can't crunch you because he already attempted to crunch.
Oh,
Hathor
yeah,
and
you're
failed.
right. Okay, I'm gonna go over here. So he's
Things
either
are
gonna have to
promising
pick
for
me
you.
or Hathor and can't get both of us at the same time.
Very sensible. Luther, you are up.
Okay, I'm going to do the other owl move. Oof, that's a
The other hour's up.
yeah. There's a fair bit of owl.
It's a hefty owl.
Yeah.
It was a hefty hour, an uncomfortable time.
And the 1.
That hits, so that.
Yeah.
Roll your crimson, right?
Nice.
Nice.
And a 2. There.
Nope, sorry.
And a 3. Ugh.
No.
Okay, well.
Roll 20. So rude. Okay,
No, my
His
luck has
boy.
run out.
your luck did run out. His boy turn. Time to go. He can't move towards Kitto. So I guess he will. Sorry, Zoom, work for me, thank you. I guess he'll make an attack with disadvantage on Luther. Because he can't move towards Kitto. 12 will not hit
12
Luther.
will miss, yeah. Get it.
This boy can move, but not towards. You know what? We'll roll a d4 and see who he goes for. He goes for Cacula.
Rude.
Yeah, it's a bit rude. I'm not a fan of that.
It does make sense though, because he's very shiny.
Yeah, it's still at disadvantage though because Kitto is still within his line of sight.
Oh, nice.
And so he misses with a 9,
Yay!
which is good because the other one was a crit. That would have
That
hurt.
is very good.
That would
That's
have hurt a lot.
4d10. That would have been real bad.
Oh
That will bring
dear.
us to you, Kitto.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to go save my boy, even though I won't actually get sneak attack on him. Unless
You'll get
Cacula
sneak
gets
attack
out.
on. You have a sneak attack on everybody currently.
Do I?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, because Cacula still counts as an ally who's a
Oh, I
combatant.
thought they had to be like threatened in melee, but
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
Cacula is in melee with them.
okay. I thought, yeah, that's very fair. That makes
It's
sense.
just irrelevant of whether or not Cacula is considered a threat. Cacula is considered a threat for sneak attack.
Pretty much
That's
exploit
hilarious.
opportunity, yeah.
Cacula is not a threat. You're correct.
15.
Cthulhu is
to
only a
hit?
threat when he's a spider.
Wait, that's
15 will not hit, I'm afraid.
annoying, but acceptable. And that's it. That's fine.
Okay, it is Nerin's turn. Oh, these are no longer feared.
They are not.
Whoops, sorry, it's actually 4d12.
This is fine.
I'm
They're only challenge rating
gonna
5.
the one with Cacula is still within my radiant punchy distance, so I'm gonna do
It
that.
is. Go for it.
Yeah.
This boy is starting to look injured. By the way, this boy is injured. This boy is bloodied.
Good.
That's not going to hit.
Next one. No,
Rude.
I
This
thought
is-
Rude
maybe
roll
dice.
20.
I
This
thought
is
maybe roll
incredibly
20 would be nicer, but it's not.
But no, does not love you.
I'll do my last one with key
Okay.
with an actual dice and hope that that is nicer to me.
Mhm.
That's a non-natural 20.
That will hit.
Hooray.
Dice,
That
lads.
is a whole 4 radiant damage.
That's more than none.
My turn is
You've still
not
got another
wasted.
attack, I believe.
No, that rolled 3 on roll 20 and 1 here.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. You did roll 3 and roll 20, and it did not love you at any point in time, did it? So rude.
very
Okay,
sad.
that will bring us to Hathor.
Um.
It's Cacula on deck.
Okay. I'm gonna scorching ray the one at Cacula.
Okay.
Ray. Was a fool. Okay, but I'm gonna roll it physically because my dice are being angels today.
Yes, and roll 20s being a
Love
minor
how-
bastard.
One appears by Cacula, and then literally everyone turns around like, I've abandoned my boy!
Boy! Get him!
The first one will miss as that's a 15.
Sorry.
The second one will hit with a
Mhm.
over 20.
Mhm.
And then the third one will hit with a 17.
Mhm.
So
17 just hits, yeah.
yeah. It's 4d6.
It is.
Oh, that was shit. 2
Damage
1s
does not
and
love
2
you.
2s.
Oof.
Oof.
Yeah. So
6
that's
damage. Oh.
6 damage. Fucking thanks, dice. Oh my god.
Cacula, you're up. Top of the Cacula, you're up. Lucy, you're on deck.
Your dice really said I could be your angel or your devil.
Oh, you're dead.
They really did, didn't they?
Okay.
Can't handle me at my worst. You don't deserve me at my best.
Testing your loyalty. I'm gonna cast Shillelagh and then whack him.
Go for it. Roll to attack.
Be good.
That's not gonna hit.
That's all.
Top
I
of the
got.
round. Luther.
All right, let's, as my old dad used to say, let's do it.
Yes. Roll
Your dad
Crimson
is
right.
Nike?
Yeah.
Yep. Roll Crimson right. Nice Crimson right damage as well. This boy is not happy. No, sorry. Last one misses. But you did do him a good number.
Yeah.
Okay, it is now their turn. Bullet time. Yeah, this boy's pissed as hell that Luther keeps stabbing him. So he's gonna crunch him again.
Yeah, that's fair.
19 to hit.
That will hit, yeah.
25 piercing damage.
Well, at least it's nice math.
It's a big crunch. And then this boy.
I'm now bloodied.
Yeah. This boy is going to take the attack of opportunity from both of you and go for the wizard. So both of you roll your attacks of opportunity, please.
Rude.
Feel snubbed.
Yeah, he has a fun thing that he can do.
Good.
Oh
Nope.
no.
Nah.
What's his
Unnatural
fun
20.
thing?
Yay.
That will hit. Roll damage.
Do you want the necrotic?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I don't need it. good.
26.
Nice. So you do 26 damage to him as he runs full pelt and then leaps on top of Hathor. Hathor, I need you to make me a dex or strength check, dependent on which you prefer.
Okay.
I've got you, Billy. I'm coming.
It's fine. It's fine. It makes no difference. Check or saving throw?
Saving throw.
Saving throw. Don't fail me now, my favorite dice. They did not fail me now.
Hey.
19.
That succeeds. You are not knocked prone. Horrifying. I hate it. Thanks, Ruth. And you take half of this.
Okay.
So give me a second. Oh, that's a good roll. 15, 19 plus. That's a bad roll. 20, 22, 25, 29. Half of 29 is 14.
14.
You take 14 damage and you're pushed 5 foot backwards
Mm-hmm. Okay.
because he landed on top of you. You should have been knocked prone, but you know, you managed to
Weird
succeed.
question.
Yes, my love.
That damage has to be taken out of my abjuration shield.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. That's fine.
Yeah, you can't not use the shield. It's an automatic thing, I'm afraid.
That's fine.
Brings to Kitto.
Yeah, he's gonna run after him and try and stab him in the back, and this time he won't get sneak attack, I assume, or will he? I don't know.
Nope,
Is he
Hathor's still within 5 foot.
Hathor's in there.
Hathor is not. No offense, Astrid, but Hathor is not a threat in melee. Like,
That's why you're being
It
sneaky.
doesn't matter. Sneak
Okay.
attack counts irrelevant of
Yeah.
whether or not they're a threat.
okay,
Because
so
flanking
It
is
really,
Hathor,
should
last
be
resort
renamed to
shank is
explain
newly
what you mean.
improved, isn't it?
Yeah, it's plus
Yeah.
1.
that's true. Okay, I'm sorry. That's 17 to hit.
That hits. Roll damage. Flanking makes a difference, but sneak
right.
attack doesn't.
That's fair. 25 damage.
Nice, nice. That boy is not happy about that at all. Okay. That will bring us to Nerin.
Yep, that's me. Amazingly, he is still within my 30-foot range. So
Yes.
I'm gonna punch him some more.
Mhm.
Or maybe I'll miss some more, who knows?
I hope not.
Oh, non-natural 20. Hooray.
Hits. Roll damage.
That is 8 radiant.
Nice.
The second one misses.
Mhm.
The third one, I'm extra determined.
Do it.
Natural 20, it worked.
Hey.
Yay!
It worked. Roll damage.
That is math. 11 radiant damage.
Yay!
Nice. Good.
Nerin had a little like shonen power of friendship moment.
Yeah.
Yep. One more.
One more. That is a 16. Sad.
Sorry.
Okay.
Hathor, you're up. You are 5 foot further than where you are, and you've taken damage. Neither of these things are inputted into my roll 20.
Like there.
Yeah.
Fucking ow.
Yeah.
Actually, most of the shield took the damage, so Hathor just kind of goes as this thing goes.
Yeah, like there's just like this shine of abjuration shield that you often recognize that Hathor has this like glowing cloud almost of like abjuration magic that like sparks and fizzles around him, and this thing just goes bang into it, and Hathor's like, oh fuck, but also is not injured.
Yeah, I took none of that.
Makes a nice bong sound as Hathor hits it.
Awful, Ruth. I can't hit him, but I can hit the other guy who's looking bad.
Go for it.
So
He is. Both of them are looking bad now.
I'm gonna try and hit him with a first level spinny orb.
Mm-hmm. Go for it. Roll your spinny orb.
Roll a spinny orb, please.
That hits with your spinny orb.
Nice.
What damage are you doing with your spinny orb?
Speed.
Ooh. Let's do fire again.
It worked last time. It works perfectly fine this time.
Spin damage.
Spin damage.
If I just spins in place really quickly and just slaps it.
Just like bang, bang, bang. Okay, does that end your turn, Hathor? Bring us to Cacula.
Okay. I feel like I might actually be more helpful from a distance. So I'm gonna go like here, so I'm a bit closer to both of them. And I'm gonna cast Guiding Bolt again at the one on Hathor. Because he's a squishy little boy. 20!
That will hit. Roll damage.
Yay. 17.
Nice. Good
I love Guiding
damage.
Bolt. What a good spell.
Excellent spell,
Guiding
especially
Bolt's
when you're
got
not
my back.
using spell slots to cast it. It's very useful.
I know.
Top of the round, Luther.
Okay, let's hopefully kill this thing because I have got the owl hit points. Hey.
That is going to hit. Nice. Roll your crimson right damage.
Yeah.
Yeah. You've still got some more hits.
Yeah.
And this boy's looking real bad. That's not going to do it. Try again.
Hey.
That will.
Hey.
Roll damage. Oh my god. You're so close. He's so nearly dead. But he ain't.
Nerin, if you could just like
And
let me
it
tap
is-
it, that'd be greatly appreciated.
It is his turn. And he's gonna... What's he gonna do? You know what? Let's roll an intelligence check on him and see what he's gonna do. He's dumb as shit. Is the answer to that. So he's actually gonna step back in order to do the thing that his friend just did to Hathor, which means both of you get attacks opportunity.
Oh, let's fucking go.
Hooray!
Luther, you hit, and I'll say you because Luther's higher in the initiative order, you get the hit in. Luther, how do you want to do this?
As it jumps back, I'll just like try and follow it. I'll like jump forward and go,
Yeah, and you manage to slice it across. They have these
Yeah.
huge, heavy, thick armor, but the underside is quite gooey, and you manage to cut just directly into the neck, and it falls back dead, screaming.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Nerin, but I would quite like this. So
You've done all of the
Yeah.
damage on it. I'm not gonna stop you.
yeah, there we go.
Okay, well, that boy's dead, so the other boy's just gonna turn around and crunch Kitto. Tasty Kitto.
Yeah. Uncanny dodge on that, please. I can't believe I'm about to
I'm
die.
glad I hit the rogue! Yeah, because that's 49 piercing damage.
25.
Halved to 24, yes.
Okay, I mean, he did it up anyway. Just saying, but yeah.
Yeah, that would have one-shot killed Hathor.
Oh, fuck yeah, it would!
Yep, I would have killed Hathor instantaneously. Everybody else could have survived it at full hit points.
Been
Just.
on 2 hit points, yeah.
Just. You're all at about the same hit points apart from Hathor. Hathor is not. Okay, that ends the Ballette's turn and brings us to Kitto. This boy just real bad crunched you.
Justice was
Get him.
served.
Oh, I'm sorry for justice not being served.
No,
Nerin,
justice for no.
you can try and serve a little bit of justice instead.
I'm gonna send some radiant punchies.
Go for it.
That hits,
Nice. Roll damage.
and it is 7 damage.
Nice.
Second one.
Yep.
Misses. And Nerin
Okay.
is going to realize that I don't need to be this far away anymore. So I'm going to move a bit closer in hopes that this helps me, which it won't, but you know, it might in game.
Attempts.
I'm going to brace myself. I can do this. Yes, I did
Go for
it.
it.
It
Go for
worked.
Roll
That's
damage.
another 5 damage.
Nice. One more.
I'm going to shout, I can do this as loudly as I can.
Apollo
I
justice
missed.
techniques.
I was
Sad.
going to say, this is very appropriate.
I'm fine. Okay. I mean, he's still looking real rough. Hathor, you're up.
Okay. That was scary as fuck.
Yeah, he like comes and bounces on you and scrabbles and then can't hit you and turns his head and just grabs Kitto in his jaws and shakes Kitto like a rag doll. And Kitto is fast as usual, managed just to slide out, but is suddenly looking pretty injured.
I don't have anything that I can do at close range that's any fucking good. Other than my last resort, and I don't want to fucking move in case he bites me. How bad is he looking?
Not one hit bad, but pretty fucking rough.
Okay. Fuck it, I'm gonna take the risk.
Okay.
Bop.
He'll go for you.
Yeah.
18 to hit.
Yeah.
Eee.
You took 29 piercing damage.
Ah.
Oh,
So 27 hit.
oh, that's a
Me.
four. Yeah, I can get there.
Okay.
I'm gonna hit him with an orb. And I'm gonna hit him with it.
Go for the orbs. Go for the orbs. Orb, 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 orb. That's gonna hit. Spinny orb.
I did say it 3rd level as well.
Nice.
Yep, roll damage. That might actually be able to kill him in one shot.
Come on.
Yeah, that's
Let me
bad.
check. Not great damage. Not great damage. Nope, he's still up. He's still up.
25.
Only just. Real nearly dead. Cacula, you're up.
Okay,
Lusa, you're on deck.
it's been working well for me so far, so I'm going to keep doing it, even if it uses up my charges. I am going to do another guiding bolt.
Roll for it.
Come on, be good to me. Kill the beast.
Get it?
Yeah!
You don't need to roll damage just to see how much overkill it is, to be honest. It has 3 hit points.
Yeah, I'm just going to...
No, it's not that much overkill. Not a good roll on damage, I'm afraid.
21.
But
Oh yeah, I got 2
how,
nat ones, that's why.
how do you want to do this, Cacula?
So he, panicking, is looking like back and forth between Hathor and the beast, puts his hand on his star map on his chest again, closes his eyes, furrows his brow, and sends the brightest of the lights you've seen come from him in the battle so far at the beast, and it catches it just as it roars, and it swallows it by accident, and it just shines from the inside out, and it's kind of weirdly beautiful until it cracks a little bit, and then it dies.
Nice.
Okay, yep. And it keels over, very much dead in this very early hours of the morning.
Hathor, are you all right? I'll run over.
Fine. You should check on Kitto. He took a very nasty hit. I'm fine. I'll slip it off.
I'm fine.
All right. I can get both of you. Hold on a second. And I will cast. I assume we're going back to sleep after this, right? But are we going to get? Probably not going to get a full rest.
You will finish your long rest. I'm not that mean.
Hey.
Yay. Okay, in that case, I'm going to cure wounds, Hathor. It'll help him sleep better. 11, and then I'm going to give that D8 to Luther, but it's only 5, and then I'm going to go over to Kitto, kneel down, very gently take.
Shroud, so he looks less spooky.
Very, very gently take his hand in my hand. Cast Cure Wounds again.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
And then Nerin can have the other D8. Oh, it's a new one. Sorry, baby. There's 4 though, but still.
Thank you.
Hathor. Oh boy, it's a lot of sparks in that hair of yours.
Mm.
We
Do
really
you see
should.
this at this point?
Yeah, surely we should.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We've
you
seen
all notice this. It's just
Hathor, are you sure you're all right?
Constant.
Yeah, it's
Probably
fine.
get that checked out.
I am working on it.
When we
Like,
get back to Utopia.
Can I touch it?
Get an electric shock.
That's what I want to
yeah,
know.
it just kind of gives you a bit of a static shock. It doesn't hurt. You don't take any damage, but it's like a static shock.
Yeah, it's like a ooh.
doesn't hurt.
We'll investigate that when we get back and everything's sorted, all right?
I asked Merrill if he could have a look into it. I should check with him when I get back.
Good idea.
Can't be too far from the city at this point.
Your mum
What about
It's
my
a
mom?
good point.
she's gonna be fucking worried.
You weren't meant to be gone this long.
Can you let her know?
I can let her know.
Hathor,
You've been gone a
don't
lot
tell
longer
me
than
you
you
haven't
expected
messaged your-
already.
Hathor, you aren't telling me you haven't messaged your mother the entire time we've been
Oh
here?
dear.
I
This
literally.
thought occurred to Ruth when I was having a walk around uni parks. I was like, oh no.
Hathor hasn't messaged his mother.
I completely forgot.
She's going to think you're dead, Hathor.
It's 4 a.m, so I wouldn't recommend doing it right now if you don't want to be assassinated, but
She's
You know.
still up, worrying, fretting.
I'll do it in
Yes.
the morning.
Yes, you better, or I shall leave you behind with whatever the hell these are.
don't think
you
we
can, I guess, investigate them. Nature check.
I had to hazard a guess. These were the things we're treating the trees.
Maybe.
The trees looked ill. They might have been
Seems more
eating
like-
them, but
It seemed more
Is
like
the
a
shell
magical
shiny? Can it be made
The
into
shell
jewelry?
is shiny. It can be made into armor. I guess if you want, it's not super shiny. Hassle, they're not carrying anything because they're beasts. But also, if you are good, you can probably strip the shell of them off. However, you have to be able to carry it, and you guys don't have a bag of holding. So I don't know how you're going to carry bullet skins. They probably would A, make pretty fucking impressive armor, or B, be worth a fuck ton of money. Up to you.
they're probably worth a lot. But I don't have any experience in how to skin or tan.
We'd also have to
And
carry it,
with
so
those
not-
nature checks, neither Cacula or Luther.
Yeah.
Me neither.
Yes.
And
Mm.
I don't know if we could afford to take this much weight with us. We already have all of the rations and the water. And
Mm.
Do you think we can eat them?
But that's so much money. It's so much money just sitting
could.
there.
I agree with Nerin.
money
These are
can't be
tasty.
spent if we're dead.
We can make it into bacon. Bacon tomorrow, Hathor. Bacon.
It might be toxic.
It might
Not if
be,
you
but
can-
I
no,
mean,
but if you
Kitto
cook it, all
ate
the bad stuff goes
bark
away.
of a potentially toxic tree earlier.
Yeah, but if you cook poisonous mushrooms, they're still poisonous.
You have to
Luther.
cook them right.
I'm entirely too exhausted for this conversation right now. I'm going to go to bed, and in the morning I will have a look and see if we can eat that.
Okay. Are you guys going back to bed?
Yeah.
I'll clap my hand on Luther's shoulder and say, are you sure you're all right to do the watch still?
I'll be fine, yes. Bad one, major event, can't see another happening. Ha 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 ha.
Looks pleadingly at the DM, like, please.
Yeah, Cacula will kind of grin down at him and just say,
Well, they're going to hear you.
Who is?
Them.
Them.
The beasts.
Oh, thought, don't worry about it, Cacula. I thought he got possessed by an evil spirit.
That's true. I suppose things can't get much worse. Good night.
Good night.
You all complete your long rest without issue.
Well, either Niimi was being cheeky and referencing the DM, or Aleks had messaged Niimi and been like, "Can you get possessed by the prince for a bit?" Which is what I thought.
Nope, Niimi's just being like that. Hiding up. None of mine. None of my work. Okay. You all do manage to complete your long rest. It takes you a little bit slower in the morning because Luther needs to take 4 hours to not
Yeah.
be bloody, but like it's okay. It's just very much you're not going to be able to push this day because it'll be too late. You are not going to be able to take a 3-day. You're gonna have to take. You're not going to be able to take a 3 tile. You're going to have to take 2. I'm afraid, because otherwise you will be walking in the dark, which is not advisable.
Can
So-
I try and chop off a bit of the armor that looks shiniest?
Roll strength
Thank
or
you.
nature.
I think I'm probably. Oh no, I'm better at nature.
Okay,
With
roll nature.
nature, I have a hold plus nothing.
Oh.
Oh, that was sad.
Oh. No, you can't hack through it. It's too big and heavy.
Cacula just wakes up, sees Nerin trying to saw this thing's arm off, goes,
Using their fist because we're a
and
modern
rolls
player.
over.
Yeah, I'm just like.
You hit something fast enough, it'll burn it. I've read that somewhere.
Oh my
He'll
God.
just call up, Nerin, have you tried using a sword, dear?
I don't have one.
You can borrow
Right.
mine. Do you want a hand?
My fists are
Wait,
great.
You
Where did
can
you get a
also make a
sword?
strength check.
Yeah, to try and help.
I only want a tiny bit.
Make a strength check,
Okay.
Kitto. Kitto has a rapier.
Nat 20 plus 1.
Yay!
Yeah,
For the
Kitto,
second.
you go over with Ebony, your beautiful magical rapier, and drive it underneath the plate of this thing and manage to force off a plate for Nerin.
Hands it down to him.
Thank you.
He's like a 2-year-old
I'm
who just
gonna
got
make-
given a lolly.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna try and make like ear cuffs with it. If I manage, I'll make them for you two, but no promises, because
Very
I
fair.
don't know how skilled my fists are.
Just gonna punch them until they turn
Okay.
into
Put it against my
ear
ear.
Hathor, I need you to roll me a d4, please.
Oh, is this just the normal hex d4?
Just to where you're going. Yep.
Okay, that makes sense.
That's not a problem. It's just where you're going. Okay, no worries. I don't know why I make it a D4 because it's basically a D2. It's just odd or even, to be honest. You end up heading up. It's quiet, and you don't get attacked by any more bullets whilst you walk. And again, these trees are still dead and destroyed. But you start, as you come towards the end of your time, you start to walk out of the like dead and destroyed trees into more of the greenery of the forest again, which is less just less dangerous. Roll me another D4 for the next half. Cool.
Ooh.
The other side.
Which means we're going
A
odd.
thing.
Odd even. Oh no! We hit a thing!
It's a good thing. It's where we get another magical item for Cacula.
Yes.
You do hit a thing, and you walk. You're heading along. Cacula and I think Kitto, your passive is quite high, right?
Yes, it is.
And Luther, what's your passive perception?
It's not as high as you think. It's
Mine's
only
18.
Oh, brilliant.
it's only 14. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, okay. I think it's just Cacula and Kitto then. You guys are walking through the patch of the forest that's much more intensely actually made of forest, like it's no longer these dead trees. And you're kind of Cacula, it almost strikes you as odd a little bit after the conversation you had yesterday. The trees are talking. You're the only one to notice it because it's quiet whispering, but they're definitely conversing, and you notice a few of the trees shift slightly towards each other.
I hear that too.
Yes, you do.
I got to Cacula and say, Cacula, I think I might be gaining some of your powers. The trees are talking to me. Or there was something fucked up with that bark.
I'm not here.
They're talking very loudly, actually.
Okay, I'm glad it's not just me.
Hang on a second. I'd just like to introduce ourselves. I'll go and go next to a tree.
Mm-hmm.
I'll put my hand very gently on it and say, good morning. We are a group of travelers. We will pass through your land. Do no harm to your people. Looking directly at Kitto. And leave you in peace before the day is done.
Roll me a persuasion check, Cacula.
Okay.
I will give you advantage because Kitto also spoke.
Kitto said something.
Be good. 50.
Yeah, that's fine. The trees, like they're talking, but they're not. You can't make out words. It's like quiet whispering to each other. But when you say that, a few of the trees, of the close by trees, their branches move and twist, and there's like a quiet whispering in the back of your head, like just behind you and around you. And the rest of you start to notice this now as well. When you stop, it's easier to hear when you're not moving through underbrush. You can hear the trees, and it's very much like a travelers. Interesting. How can we help? Where do you wish to go? And it's like multiple voices overlaid over and over and over again. You roll pretty well in persuasion, so they are happy to help if you want to ask them something.
I'll turn around to Hathor, just kind of say, what direction are we going?
Northeast.
Right, thank you. We are headed northeast towards the city on the borders of the forest.
Northeast, we can point you. There are ways to get northeast. I can find you the way to northeast. Do you need to rest? Is there time you must stop? Let us help. You're getting quite late in the day by this point as well. Like this is
we will need
text
to rest at sundown, but we don't wish to impose upon your community if that is not desirable.
Roll persuasion again with advantage, Cacula. It's a lower DC.
Oh, yeah, I did perception. Yeah. Nope, that's performance. I sing them a song.
Oh,
Cacula is Snow White.
Please let us sleep on your forest floor.
wow.
Oh,
Okay,
no,
that's fine.
worse than
It's
before.
fine. It was DC 10. You're okay.
Okay.
Yeah. There's a kind of almost a laughter, and then again, we will protect. There are places you can stop. They're slightly outside of the community, but we can protect you. And it's like again, like patchy. You're getting
Like
voices from
rustling
different
leaves.
places, like rustling leaves, and you're kind of getting overlaying. But yeah, they are
roll
offering to give you a space.
insight on the tree.
You can roll insight on the trees. I'm going to give you disadvantage
That's
because
very fair,
you're
'cause it's a
rolling
tree.
insight on trees.
Also, you stabbed one. You stabbed trees
Yeah.
multiple times.
This is a recurring thing.
I
You're
prefer
a recovering tree abuser.
Oh,
You're suddenly a ranger.
I rolled an 18 and a 19. But
The
that's a
trees.
that's a 20.
The trees are not lying to you. They are happy to protect you as long as you don't harm them.
They are trustworthy.
Hathor is quite clearly very
Terrible.
comfortable and low-key breaking it. He does not like this.
Fair. Okay.
We really need to branch out our jokes, guys. This is just.
Oh
With
no!
my bare hands. In real
Oh
life.
no, Ruth!
Leave it alone and move on.
Oh no. Okay. But you are being offered a safe space to stay if you'd like to bed down here. You're only about an hour or two before sundown at this point.
I
Maybe
think we
we'll-
should. I think we should take it.
Yeah,
They
they
mean
seem
us no harm, and we them.
truthworthy.
Treat
So,
me.
I swear to
Frostlion
God.
actually groans out loud and is just like, I.
Sometimes I
Words
wonder why.
vibrate
How do you
about
think
him.
I
I
feel?
have a
Frosty?
headache.
Lion, look at me. Look at me. How do you think I feel with all this?
I'm so sorry, Lisa. I really, truly am.
Frost Lion, I've got a really
Yes.
good joke.
Oh no.
Sometimes the cleric will stop the combat to have a drink with his god. It's called the wine intervention.
God, I'm not sure if that one hurt more or less, Nerin, to be honest. I can't actually tell.
Maybe
Going to
we
die
should
Shall
take
here,
our
aren't we?
hosts up on their
Yes,
very
we
kind
are.
offer.
We really are going to die here.
You can rest now and rest easy.
Let's get some rest. Okay.
I'll just say,
Mechanically, if you
thank
don't
you.
want to, sorry. Yes. Mechanically, if you don't want to, you don't have to take a watch this night. Basically, because the trees are doing it for you, but you are welcome to. Yes, Hathor.
I'm going to send a message.
Message to your mother.
Yes, you are.
Okay.
Yeah, you're welcome.
What are you going to say to Rosanna?
Hi, Mom. We've been very busy. I'm not dead. I'm sorry. I'm really, really sorry. We're in the forest, making our way back. Too much to explain.
There is a brief pause and then Hathor Ermik.
Oh,
Next
no.
time you message me before it's nearly a week.
Oh no.
I'm glad you're not dead. And I hope all of your friends are in the same position. Love you, you idiot.
Cacula will just hear him saying, "Oh no," and just turn to him and say,
Whatever she said, you fully deserved it, and you cannot argue that you don't.
I was a tiny bit preoccupied, okay?
Not every hour of the day. We've been walking through this forest for about 3
It's
days
third
now.
level slot. It's very. I need to save them.
Mhm.
What if we get into combat?
Mhm. Your mother is a very intimidating woman, and I fully believe she will kill you.
I don't doubt that. She'll kill me and then bring me back to life. Just
Exactly. That's the intimidating part. Then you'll have to live the rest of your life knowing what's beyond the veil.
She can do that.
She genuinely can kill me.
Yep. Yep, she can do that. Okay, so
Kitto is. I'm not sure if it's boyfriend o'clock, but he will be thinking about it at least.
it will be boyfriend o'clock. Yes.
Yes.
Boyfriend time.
Yeah.
So, are you staying up, waiting,
Yes.
Kitto? Okay. Is everyone else going to sleep?
Yeah, well, 4 hours, like, get my meditation.
Until watch.
Yeah. Okay, no worries.
Cacula trusts the trees. He'll take watch if everyone wants a watch to be taken, because he doesn't want anyone else to like have to not sleep. But he trusts the trees.
Kitto also trusts the trees. He just.
Also,
The trees are
He's a bit-
mechanically
yeah,
helping. It's up to you.
looks a little bit, because he's a freak of nature in this play.
Yeah, I mean, also,
Yeah.
Luther, you can just take watch anyway because you only
Yeah.
need 4 hours, so it doesn't really matter. So you're okay. Kitto, you sit up, waiting quietly, and after about 30 minutes or so, there is a hello.
Hi.
And Galio is sat next to you.
I spotted you this time, I think. How long have you been there?
I have only just arrived. It's okay. You did spot me this time.
Had a weird day. They've been talking trees now. That's the point we're at. Can you hear them?
Doesn't surprise me here. Yes, I can.
They seem nice. A bit creepy, but yeah.
It's a weird place.
You don't say. It's, yeah, been an odd couple of days. Nearly died. Well, didn't nearly die. It wasn't that close, but got into a skirmish. I came out on top, as you can imagine.
I can. And I'm glad.
How are you doing? How's the other side?
Quiet. Peaceful. You know how well I did with peaceful. I spend a lot more time with Joanna, as much as I can.
I'm glad. How, she okay?
Yes, the cloud jumper's doing fairly well. I believe they're out in the Betwixt range. Something about hunting cockatrices for teeth.
We have accidentally done that. They hunted us, but we got the teeth.
Apparently it's rather lucrative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't say. Can I insight whack vibes?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I was about to ask you for one.
Yeah. That's
You, Ruth, can hear the vibes
I know,
in
I'm
the
just
voice
like,
of Galio.
can my idiot boy? He 19.
He can. He's on edge and unhappy.
What's wrong? You look very glum.
He turns his whole body to face you and kind of places his hands on your cheeks. Julian, we need to have a conversation.
Right?
This, us, you're acting like nothing has changed. Like we're still in the same position we were when I was alive.
Well, I know it's different. Obviously, it's different. You, as you are, but I don't. What do you mean?
Julian, I can't continue to do this. I can't continue to lead you on like this. I'm dead. I'm not. I can't. Julian, I can't keep doing this. I love you, and I will always love you. But also, I can't be there for you, and I can't support you, and I can't.
I don't need you. You're here now. Look, wherever this is coming from, we can talk about it. I know things are different, and I know it's not ideal, and I'm sorry.
You deserve to be happy, Julian.
I am. I wasn't happy for the years I didn't see you. And now I get to see you again. You can't.
I don't want to stop seeing you, but I can't lie to you about this. I can't continue to do this, Julian. I can't be what you deserve. I can't. This isn't fair on either of us. I'm stuck and trapped. And you're trapped too. And at least you have a choice not to be. And I don't. I will always be this. I will always be a scared child who was killed trying to do something that I thought was right. And I will never regret the decisions I made or the decisions I made with you. But you get to move on. He kind of looks at Frostline. And there are other people. And you deserve to be happy. And
I'm
I
not
can't
happy
be that.
when I'm not with you. I've missed you so much, and I didn't know that I was waiting, but maybe I was, and maybe this is what I was waiting for all that time. Maybe this is why I couldn't. Look,
You need to stop waiting, Julian.
So what? You're just leaving again?
I'm not. No. Unless you want me to, I shall not leave. But if you want me to, I will.
Of course I don't. Like, look, just maybe. Surely, I'm sorry. Surely there's something I can do. Anything, okay? I don't want it to end like this. We can make it work. I love you so much.
Reaches up and holds your face like, and I will always, everything I am, love you.
Don't do this. Galio.
This isn't fair on either of us. I am not what I was. I cannot be what I was. And I will never stop loving you. But I cannot be your partner, Julian. I cannot be that for you. You need to move on, and you need to learn to trust these people and fall in love again. And you can't keep falling in love with a dead man.
I don't know how to. It's just always been you. Always.
You have so many years of life left ahead of you. And I don't know what I have. I don't know if I have eternity like this. Or if I have 2 years. Or I don't know anymore. Julian, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
You don't have to leave me. You don't have to leave me.
I can't. In my good right, I cannot stay. Because as much as you need to be allowed to move on. And I need to do what I can to do the same. As much as it's not as much something I can do, I have to try. I will always care about you and love you. And I will always be here if you want me to be. But I will also go if you don't want to see me. I understand.
Not now, not now. Go, please. Look, and Kitto's gonna stand up and just not look at him. I can't. Is he gone?
Yeah, you turn. Galio is gone.
He's going to take some kind of panicky breaths and go and find a bit of paper and leave it next to Luther, saying, "Gone for a walk, don't tell Hathor."
Okay. Valid.
As Luther's probably the one who will wake up first.
He will.
Good luck finding forest cheese, loser.
Luther, you come to about a couple of hours later, and Kitto's gone, and there's a note beside you.
Gone for a walk, but don't tell Hathor. I have an inkling to tell Hathor.
I'll say, Luther, if you roll survival, you might be able to track Kitto's steps.
It's like looking for a needle. Why would you do this? Why would you do this in a forest? Survival, yeah?
Yeah.
No.
Does Luther also get lost in the forest, though?
Luther, interestingly
I haven't
enough,
started walking yet.
Luther, you stop and you start walking. You look and you can't find any inkling of where he went. Roll me perception.
Gets to the edge of the glade and is like, "There's no paths out here. This is a tree wall."
Much better. You're still in the area of the awakened trees. You get a quiet kind of snatched whispers of, "Went that way. Follow us. We'll tell you. We'll show you. We don't want him to get hurt. We made sure nothing was there." Yeah, they are
Thank you
snitches.
very much. You're true, fellas. I'm not sure where we stand because, like, I'm a talking tree and you're a talking tree, but it's a thank you.
It's all fine. We are friends. Yep. The trees, snitches as they are, will tell you where Kitto has gone.
Snitches get stitches.
Snitches, you
Daggers
can
are
stab
out.
the trees if you feel like it.
Do not.
Fucking Kitto, like, storms off, like, grabs a twig.
Amazing. Luther, you can find Kitto with the help from the trees.
He is just slumped against a tree and is sobbing until he notices you.
Kitto, I hope you know the way back. Otherwise, we're both fucked.
Oh. Yeah, sorry.
Well, why go for a walk in this place? Alone.
The trees are nice. Look, I needed
They're decent, but this place is dangerous.
Yeah. Look, it's fine. It's fine. I won't be too long. I promise.
Do you want me to stay? I don't know what's happened, but it's clearly shaking you.
You can, but then Hathor really will throw a fit.
I didn't write a note.
Admittedly, you also know Hathor's got 4 hours before he regains consciousness, so you're okay for a little bit.
Hathor's got 4 hours of... That sounded really threatening. Hathor's got 4 hours of consciousness.
Yeah, no, Hathor will be asleep for 4 hours. It's usually how other people would put it.
His time is limited.
I don't know about that.
Yeah. Kitto will not complain if you want to come and sit down.
I don't all out, have I?
And yeah, if you're next to him, he might even try and just like tuck his head into your shoulder because he is distraught. And you're not very cuddly, but you're here.
Still don't know what's happened.
Just I am things with Gallia. they didn't
Let's see. For what it's worth, Galileo didn't ask, but if the whole undying thing, Galileo might be able to become my patron. But the point is, he asked me to look after you, so he still cares about you, just maybe in different ways. It's like me and Opal, you know. Maybe we could have been something, but I'm a mess of an Eladrin, and he's a sky pirate who knows what he's doing more than I do. But never worked. I don't know. I'm not good at this stuff.
You're doing all right. I mean, if it comes up again, if someone you know comes up to you and says, "Oh, my dead boyfriend has just broken up with me," maybe don't lead with the fact that you might form a pact with him.
I know, but not in that way.
I know.
I was thinking it would have been bad, but
notes,
you know, he was like, "Look after Kitto," so he obviously still cares, and I thought that might be a good opener. I don't know. This is Winter Luther's job, or Spring Luther.
Luther's like, there, he's going to be a part of your life forever. It's okay. He's inescapable.
Definitely mine.
I've completely messed this up. Look,
No,
when we
you're
get out
fine.
of no,
Fine.
when we get out of here, I'll buy you a drink, any drink you want. This is Autumn Luther's specialty. He makes you drunk, and we'll celebrate, and we'll.
God, please. I would love that. I don't suppose we have any on us, do we?
Not unless you took some actively.
No, probably
Trees
not.
of alcohol.
No, the trees do not have alcohol.
I'm not sure we have time to start brewing, but yes, please. Please, I don't. And maybe don't tell the others. Kitto's just going to kind of bury his head more into your bony shoulder.
I'm not that skinny.
Branchy.
Branchy.
You're
that's what I
very
meant,
branchy,
like,
though.
Yeah.
they're not very plush, I imagine. I don't know.
No.
Yeah. Don't tell the others.
I won't. Look, either we can stay here and be sad, or we can move on because there's other people waiting for us, eh?
Yeah, I should get some sleep. I realise Kitto's been crying for 4 hours, which is quite a long time.
Yes, that's a long time to cry for.
Yeah, his eyes look puffy. He looks gross. He looks really disgusting. I should get some rest probably before.
Get some rest.
At least a bit.
Look,
Before dawn. Yeah, okay. Thank you for... What's going on? I haven't got the
It's Astrid. Don't worry about it.
Just continue.
Ignore me. I didn't want to interrupt. That's why I put it there.
I know it's shit at the moment, but it'll things will improve.
yeah, I'm sure they will. Just we'll get back and you owe me that drink.
I do. Many drinks.
Please, God, I'll buy the even ones. You can buy the odd ones.
It sounds like a plan. Celebration. We'll get the ship back. We'll get all the Peak Skipper crew together. All be good times. Good times had by all.
Yeah.
Focus on that. Focus on the good times that are going to happen after this. One bad incident.
One bad
Is this
incident.
better? I think I'm doing better.
One bad incident is a bit.
An understatement. Look.
You're fine. Next time, if it's me, alcohol, full stop. It's
Alcohol. I'll make a note.
good night.
We need to get back first.
Yeah.
You
Kitto-
can't just go to sleep with these. No, walk back. Please don't just wander off.
Yeah. Okay, walking
Go
back
back.
then.
Hi, children.
Okay. You
Oh,
walk
good.
back.
And Hathor will
And you
never
can go
know
back to-
any different.
I figured out which
Okay.
way you went because all the branches have been eaten. It's by
It's like a
Okay.
little trail of barky breadcrumbs.
Oh
Like he's-
no.
Here,
Going to Kitto and I don't
Terrible.
like it.
Terrible.
You
Is it
just do
okay.
well.
Okay. And you guys, anything else before the morning long
No.
rest?
Do
Okay.
I get? I would happily not take my long rest if you want.
No, you I'll say you get a point of exhaustion, but you get a long rest.
Okay, I mean, I don't need anything from the long rest because I'm on full
Yeah,
hit
that's why I'm
points.
just giving you a point of exhaustion.
Thank you. Another for me.
I think you're down to nothing now, so that's one.
Cool. Thank you.
Rufus probably just gonna like go in a fetal position like I'm so bad at this shit.
This is like, oh my god, I can't believe.
Luther needs to recover from exerting that much emotional energy.
Yep, okay. So next morning, you're still in the patch of the awakened trees. So I'm gonna say you don't need to roll that d4 Hathor because they will point you in the most northeasterly direction that they can.
nice.
Which will put you here. Now we can turn off Kitto's theme and put back on the forest music, which isn't much less sad than Kitto's theme, but you know,
It's more menacing.
it is more menacing. Okay. I do need you to roll a d4 though. Now, Hathor. For the next few hours.
Only need one d4.
I actually just need to know if it's even or odd, to be honest, because it's just like in front of you, is it the one on the left or the one on the right? And it's that one. Okay, let me check what that is before I put you on it,
Hey,
'cause I
I've
don't
been
know.
guiding us pretty good so fucking far.
You
This is
have.
true.
You've been doing a great job.
You've been doing a great job. You've been doing really, really well.
While
Oh,
you were
that's a
doing
fun
that-
one.
Ooh.
Oh no!
I was just about to say,
Go on.
if we're about to go into an encounter, though, I can do this later.
I mean, we are kind of about to go into a counter, but not a combat encounter. Why?
Okay. Well, I just want to roll insight on Kitto, basically, because he's not going to say anything, is he? But
Roll insight on Kitto.
22.
Can I roll deception?
You may roll deception.
Because he's actively trying to be like, this is fine. This is fine. Everything's fine. No, that's only a 17.
Okay. Cacula, yes, you can tell Kitto is exhausted and upset.
Hula will remember this. So he'll just go and walk next to him, not say anything because he doesn't want to push, because that's what he's like, TM.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll go into whatever the hell this is going to be.
You can do a better job than I can.
Does Luther whisper that as he walks past at some point? Cacula's just like,
All right. You guys, it's getting late in the day when you get to this point. It's like nearly dusk. And you're walking through the forest, and it's been kind of quiet all day. and you're walking through, and the trees are starting to thin out slightly. You think you're possibly getting close to the edge of the forest. And you notice it would be Kitto and Cacula with their passives. Notice the edges of your vision light, and you guys stop and look and turn, and there are just, it's starting to get to dusk now. It's like late and dusk can fall quite heavily here quite quickly because of the canopies, so it gets quite dark quite fast. There are eyes in the forest, and they're just staring.
Without being very obvious, I will keep walking, like keeping my head forward. I'll just say to the rest of the group, we're being watched. Don't turn around. Just keep walking.
There's not just one set, there's like many.
Do you want me to kick behind me?
I feel like maybe we should prepare ourselves for battle, but not to take action in case they don't.
Crimson Rise is unfortunately a bit of an opening statement.
That's true.
Do you want to start a conversation with them?
You can start with an icebreaker.
I suppose
Tell
I
them a
can't hurt
joke,
at this
Nerin.
point.
Tell them one of your
Yeah,
famous
I can do
Nerin jokes.
jokes.
Kitto's going to turn to them and be like, hi. Hello.
You guys can all see the eyes now. There are many sets.
Where do rangers keep their arrows? In the monsters.
Tequila's just going to whisper,
threat.
oh God, to
That sounded
himself.
a bit like a threat.
We don't have a ranger, by the way.
There are more sets of eyes now.
They
You
like my
draw-
jokes.
You're
good.
drawing
They're
an
just
audience, Nerin.
staring.
This could be the start of something wonderful. We should run. I think we should run.
If you boil a funny bone, it becomes a laughing stock.
Okay, you
That
have.
one actually was
you have-
pretty good. I have to give you credit there.
You have light up.
Cacula will just say, we would like to pass through unharmed. We don't intend on hurting you if you don't intend on hurting us.
Blink once for yes, we're good. And blink twice for no, we're bad.
They have not blinked at any point, and they continue to not do so.
It's
I don't
okay,
know
take
if
your
they
time.
blink.
Shall
They're
I do
not-
another joke?
There are, I'm saying, maybe 50 sets now. Staring.
Hathor's going to put the light that's in his hand a little bit closer to try and light up to see whatever it is.
Do you hold it towards the eyes?
Mm-hmm.
You disappear into the light.
Okay.
You light the area, nothing there.
And then drop it again.
Yeah, it's come back.
It's some magic bullshit.
Staring.
Probably some illusion then.
It's possible it's something reflecting, gems or something. And if it's an animal, I don't fucking know. It's probably animals.
There
They're
are
not
way too many eyes for an animal, and they're all different sizes. They're not like, some of them are huge, some of them are like fist-sized, some of them are pupilled, some of them are flat, some of them are sip-pupilled, some of them are red, some of them are, like, they're different,
You
and they
detect
keep
magic
increasing.
on it.
We could play a game where we try and find ones that are like our eyes.
Maybe once
We
we know
could.
what they are.
Maybe they're us.
This hole was
fuck
meant for
it.
me.
I'm gonna do a detect magic.
Okay. Hathor, roll me a constitution sector.
Oh shit. Is this
Can't believe I've done this.
when I get a migraine looking at the like boom?
Yes. Yeah, cool, okay. Hathor, you take 9 psychic damage and get a migraine looking at the amount of magic energy there is.
Ow, ow, nobody detect magic. Jeez.
It's some sort of illusion.
You don't even get a school. It's just like magic.
Just
It's
a metric.
magical. It's not anything. It's magic.
Okay, just a
I'm not
metric
looking
shit
at that.
then.
Drops it immediately.
That's absolutely fine. I'm going to do the tried and tested Luther Eldenheim maneuver. I'm going to kick behind me just in case there's something
There is
creeping
nothing.
up.
But...
Nerin is behind you.
Okay, you're sure I'll go over.
Fucking.
You walk. If you walk towards them, they disappear into the distance.
Oh, is someone watching us?
Maybe.
Maybe they're lonely.
It could be either a remnant of the magic that formed the forest, or maybe there was another outpost here and this was some kind of charm to protect it.
It wouldn't
Maybe you
make
could
sense
talk to them in
The
Quartan.
forest- Sorry, you go, Leah.
I was going to say you could talk to them in Quartan. See if anything
Possibly.
happens.
But the forest was created by the calamity, so it wouldn't make sense unless there are actually illusioned people stood there. It doesn't make any sense for there to just be eyes floating in the middle of nowhere. Like, the forest works with the illusion, if it is an illusion, so I think that
If you walk towards it, like, yes, you can roll Arcana. Anyone can roll Arcana. If you walk towards the eyes, they don't, like, you don't walk into them. They just appear to get further away.
You don't have a camera.
You've got a headache. It hurts. Magic. Real magic. Lots of magic. Your head hurts.
Anyone can roll.
Anyone can roll Arcana. Depends on what you'll get out of it. Because, you know,
Ho
I'll give it a
you'll
try.
get different things because you're not trained. That's better.
There we go.
Is that proficiency, Luther, or is that just your
No,
intelligence?
that's
mod?
just straight up a roll,
did think.
yeah.
You are pretty good at intelligence. Okay, so Luther, from testing it out and walking into them, they're not an illusion because an illusion you would pass through. They are a form of wild magic style type thing. It is possible you are being watched by something, though it's also very possible the forest is just fucking with you. You don't think that even you're going to have to push it, you don't think sleeping here would be a sensible idea.
We should
It
press
gives you
on.
a very fair unease. You're not sure whether or not there are actually things watching you, which there may very well be, using this as a kind of shield.
We should press on. This is either some wild magic or someone's using the wild magic to fuck with us. And I respect the hustle, but we should have. We should move on.
Hathor's going to glance around to see if he can see anything on the floor that would cause any, like, weird hallucinogenic effects or anything that could do this kind of thing. I'm thinking like spores or mushrooms.
Roll investigation.
It's a long shot.
Secretly, we were all high this whole time.
Yeah,
It's
you're
a
just all
fucking
no,
idea.
no. Something like that wouldn't cause an arcane response. It would cause a natural response,
Okay.
which means it wouldn't show up as like incredibly mind-shatteringly aching magic. Okay, so you guys, are you gonna push on for another one?
Yeah,
At
I'm
least
gonna
suggest we should.
hold produce flame the whole time we're here.
Hathor, and you just roll me a d6. Okay, you're okay. That's because you're not as clear as where you're going. So suddenly, instead of it just being like either eeny meeny, it's like you could end up anywhere around this hex. You could end up going back on yourself, but you didn't. You're okay. You end up going forward still. But you will take a point of exhaustion.
That we have to roll the thing.
Oh,
Nope.
no.
You will take a point of exhaustion
That's
because it
fine.
was already late by the time you got here, I'm afraid.
That's very
Okay.
fair.
So everybody is at 1 point of exhaustion apart from Kitto, who's at 2.
What does exhaustion do again? Please remind.
Disadvantage on ability checks, apart from Kitto, who is at half speed, and disadvantage on ability checks.
Mm-hmm. They get nasty later on.
Yeah.
They can just kill you,
Yeah,
like straight up. If you're not careful, you're just like, and then you're dead. Rip. which is how exhaustion works in real life, guys. So you guys managed to get out of this, and after about another hour or so of walking of all of these eyes following you, eventually they start to disappear, and they don't like appear and then disappear. It's like they slowly, one by one, lessen and lessen and lessen until there are none, and then you feel that you're probably safe to get some rest. Okay, people take a watch.
No, yes, I'll do watch at some point.
I'll go with
Okay.
Luther.
Okay.
Okay, Hathor and Luther, who's up first?
I will watch.
Cacula up first.
Mm-hmm.
Cacula, roll perception, unless you're not at advantage, unless you're dragging one of the crew in to help him.
Nope. But before he
Okay.
goes to sleep, I am giving Kitto a hug. And I'll just whisper into his ear, whatever it is, you know I'm here for you, all right? And I'll squeeze and then let go. Good night.
Good night.
Yeah.
26.
You are very on edge after all of those eyes, but your watch is peaceful. Nothing happens.
Yay.
Okay. Second watch?
I'll take second, since Luther does last.
Yes. Very fair.
Yeah.
Do you want to wake any of the crew, or are you just taking it on your own?
I don't think I would.
Okay, no worries. Roll perception, please.
Oh, that is a whole 7.
You
Oh.
fall asleep halfway through watch.
Oh
It's
dear.
been a really long day and you're very tired.
No
And you
one should
pass out halfway
ever
through.
put Nerin doing anything by himself, ever. It's just a bad idea.
Okay. Hathor and Luther?
Is there
You're on
grass
last
on the
watch.
ground?
There is grass on the ground. Yes, it's
I'm
like foliage
plaiting
constantly.
it. I'm trying to plait it and then
You
fall
are welcome.
asleep.
Okay. Hathor and Luther, you're last on watch.
Yeah.
I will collect Nerin and gently, lightly pick him up and put him in his own bedroll.
Adorable.
And go back to go sit with Luther. Because I'm the strongest in this party.
You are, which is
Hilarious.
wildly amusing.
Nerin will half asleep, just like stroke Hathor's head, like soft.
Okay.
They're just like, nice kitty.
Thank you.
I love him.
Okay.
Hello.
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 Hello. Hello, Kenobi.
How are you?
I'm doing okay. I'm more worried about Kitto. I kind of shit. Oh, the cat is out of the bag now.
Yeah.
So, Ghost Galileo broke up with Kitto.
Oh.
I'm gonna like turn and see if like Kitto's awake. But don't tell you I told you, because I was not supposed to tell you.
My lips are sealed. I'll say nothing. Oh no.
Yes, and I am not the best person to do the situation. I might have.
Really fucked up by that.
Yes. Okay. I'll offer them a drink or two.
Maybe
Maybe 3
Yeah.
or 4.
As long
Yeah,
as you're buying him those drinks and not drinking them yourself, I'm fine with that.
I haven't had a drink in ages though, have I?
You shouldn't.
Not even
What?
one as a treat. I'm in a fucking forest, have I?
Little a drink as a treat. We will have little a drink when we get back as a treat. but I'm not letting you lapse back into alcoholism.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Luther's like, can't I have a little relapse as a treat?
So I was like, no.
Oh, no,
I
he
was like,
won't.
you can have one relapse.
You're right.
Have relapse at home.
We'll watch
have-
though as well. He frightens me sometimes with the amount that he drinks.
Mm.
He was bad before we got. You saw a little bit of it, but he tried to hide it. He didn't know you as well. He was, I think, frosty is putting it lightly. Before he's really perked up since Galio's got back, and just he'll be fine. But
Yeah, I'm just not good at helping in this
comforting.
situation. That's the word.
Yeah, I'm not fantastic. I can be a bit.
I might have opened it with Galio might be my patron in the future,
That's
which was,
Good.
a bit bad, a bit terrible. Not the
Yeah.
right thing to say. But I tried to swing it around with oh, but Galio wants me to protect you, so they care, but not in.
put your foot in your mouth.
If you insist.
No. I've done it plenty of times. I think he'll appreciate the fact that you tried to help.
Hopefully. It's why I need to get this sorted, because autumn is fucking terrible, but spring Luther or winter Luther would know exactly what to say.
But I suppose then that's situational. Like, autumn Luther is far more useful in some circumstances, and then like you could be spring Luther. You could have got stuck as spring Luther and be like, oh shit, just wish I knew how to let loose and have a good time.
Exactly. This is the problem with you. Forgive me, you other folk. Everything's on 24/7. You don't have time to settle.
Yes, in some ways, but
Everything gets confused. You laugh when you cry when you're happy. You laugh in the face of danger. Make your mind up.
Living in this city, I feel like the trauma does that anyway.
That's fair.
I don't think you give yourself enough credit for how hard you try to fight it.
Thank you. Maybe you're right.
Yeah. There you go. That's my compliment of the day. You have to wait another 24 hours before you get another one.
Do I check them?
Yeah. That's okay. The punch card. It's done and over with now. Back to nagging you all about behaving yourselves. Oh God, I really am turning into my mom.
I can't help you there.
Yeah.
No, it's good that you care though.
I guess I tried to tone it down a little bit.
Like everything is a balance, I guess.
Yeah. You'll work it out.
And you too. Thanks for the book on all that stuff, by the way.
Oh, it's fine. Yeah, while I'm in the library, I might as well get them. It's just habit. I feel like I can fix everything by reading about it.
It's a better alternative to stabbing it.
To be fair, I feel like stabbing it would solve the problem more often than you think.
I don't know.
If somebody's bothering you, stab them. Don't want to have a conversation with somebody, stab them.
I don't think that's how it works. It's like okay, put it this way. Kitto, I'm really up in these situations.
Yeah, if you stabbed Kitto, that might have been a little bit of a problem.
Exactly. We should probably focus on the watch just in case.
Yeah.
Roll perception.
I can't see for shit. I don't have dark vision.
That's not good. That's real bad. Both of you see fucking nothing.
We're too busy making jokes. Oh no, we're gonna fucking die. I don't like that DM.
Nope. You don't see anything. You don't see anything at all. Sun comes up. Morning comes.
Just dead.
Peaceful.
Has been eaten by bears.
Nobody is dead. Nobody is dead. Everyone is alive. Day is ahead of you.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. Nothing's
Yep.
changed. Day is still
Nothing's
ahead,
changed.
not behind.
Yep.
Point of exhaustion.
You have. Everybody is back to 0 points of exhaustion apart from Kitto, who's back to 1.
Yay.
Johnny puts him into
Poor
that.
lad.
Yes. So, do you guys continue on?
Yeah.
Roll a d4, Hathor.
I'll roll it. And giving myself back those hit points.
Good, thank you. Before we get there, though,
No.
Kitto, you are kind of lingering at the back of the party. You're still quite tired. And Frostlion is also usually at the back because things, but actively lingers so that there is a space between everybody else and you. Clears his throat quietly. Not asking you to talk about it if you don't want to. Something's changed, hasn't it?
Yeah.
I'm sorry for whatever it is.
Yeah, I don't suppose you ever felt heartbreak before?
Yes.
Hmm?
It's been a long time, but yes. There was a young man on one of the other sky ships. When I was very new to being a captain in my first year. 7 years ago. He was brilliant. Intelligent. Driven. Everything I wanted to be. He didn't look twice at me.
Really?
Yeah. All the tales of bards, I'm not exactly very good at relationships, I would say.
Yeah. What did you do? How did you...
I learned to move on. I locked all that hurt and pain in a box, and I pretended it wasn't there for a long time.
Sounds healthy.
You can't talk. And then I fell in love again and got my heart broken again. It was a little less painful that time. He just was in a different place, was in a different time, was busy doing his own thing.
Mhm.
You know, a few months together before I had to go back out on the ship and he had to go on his own. And no, he was an interesting man. He was quite something. And it hurt when he left. But it always does.
Well, to fill you in, because I don't think everyone, you weren't there. So I was with someone, and I think you met him actually, but he got shot twice in the head with arrows, and it was well, it feels like it was my fault, and that put him in a state of not being alive, and then I left, and then very recently he turned back up as my sister's warlock patron.
That's rather complicated.
Yes, and well, he just left me again.
He just broke up with you.
Yes. Complicated is an understatement. Oh, he might be becoming Luther's patron as well, so there's that too.
Complicated.
Yes, complicated. You saw the whole in the battle the other day, the whole that was also started at the same time.
I see.
So.
You are blaming yourself still for his death.
Telling me you wouldn't?
I'm blaming myself for the loss of my ship and the betrayal of my crew. You know I would.
Yeah.
Why did he decide to go? What did he say was the reason?
He wanted better for me.
Do you believe him?
Do I believe him in what way? Do I believe I deserve better?
Do
That
you
I
believe
get
he
better
wanted
than
better?
him? Yes. Yes, and he's an idiot. Like, how can he say that when... Yeah.
Because I think he is... He's looking at a situation that didn't work out. He's looking at a situation that feels lost. And he's doing what he can. And if that's to leave, that is what he thinks he can do.
When he came back, it was the most found I felt since he'd gone.
I see. What was his name? You said I knew him.
Yeah. Give me a moment just to check his fucking name, because I very rarely use it. Sleep?
Stormspire.
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 It came
Stormspire was his pirate name.
Yeah. Stormspire would have been. He said he maybe met you once before, some networking event for bright young things. Hail Jackal was
Right.
the captain.
Hail Jackal. This is fun.
Yeah, who also died coincidentally because of me, so that's also worth noting.
And yet you listen to me tell you about how my inadequacy possibly killed all of my crew and 12 Warforged, and yet you don't blame me for that. I don't see where our positions are different here, Kitto. Other than mine got more people killed.
I think from what I know of you, and you can look back in that time and honestly say you had good intentions, and maybe you didn't do the correct thing, but you did the right thing.
And you think what you did was not the right thing?
No.
You are not the same person. So, you do the right thing now.
Like
And the
I
right
said,
thing for me a lot.
I ran into the right people.
And this is what he's trying to give you. You're holding on to him. To who you were before this. But you're not holding on to the right parts. You're not holding on to the memories that you held that were good. You're still holding on to all of the bad stuff as well. You can't hold on to that and move on, Kitto. You just can't. I will never forgive myself for what happened 8 years ago, but I have to be able to move on. Because otherwise my crew die. I have to be able to believe that when we get back to that city, I'll be able to find them again. I have to be able to believe that not every single young man that I flirt with will walk in the other direction. I have to be able to keep trying. I have to be able to believe that Archie will be okay. And that Kip will still smile at me when I come back. And you have to be able to believe that you've changed. Stormspire is a reminder of who you were. I don't think he wants to be. He wants to let you become someone else.
Thank you. I don't know what to say apart from that. It's the kindest thing anyone's ever said to me, but
I hope to be able to say other things that make sense. I know I don't look like much, but I can be a little bit of an inspiring leader if I need to.
and we will get your crew back.
and you will move on. And one day you'll be able to see him again, and it won't hurt.
Okay.
Or it'll hurt less.
Yeah. I think it'll just still quite raw, you know.
You need to take time to process it, and that's okay.
Okay.
But let the others help. If I've noticed, I'm very sure Cacula will have.
Yes, he is like that.
Yes, he is.
And I love him
I'm
for
quite
it.
good at reading people for my crew, but you know, he's much better than I am.
Yeah. I will talk to him about it. Thank you.
You're a good man, Kitto. As much as you don't want to believe it.
Okay.
Come on before they notice.
Okay.
And now I'm going to make bad things happen. Let's go. Bing. Next one. You've landed on a lot of the amber trees, which isn't bad. I'm just amused. About an hour after you finished the conversation with Frost Lion, you it's like around midday-ish, and you're heading up to and you're heading through these trees that are big willow like trees with really long branches and flowing leaves. And Cacula, make me a perception check.
Okay. That's his new character voice, I've decided.
Oh dear.
Hello, that's
Are you
right.
sure
Okay.
you're all right, Kitto?
That's fine. Cacula, you start to hear something in the trees again, and you're like, oh, the trees are talking to each other again. That's nice. Some more awakened trees. They were nice last time. Maybe I can talk. And you kind of stop midway through that. The voice is familiar to you. It sounds. It's an old memory. A long time ago. You haven't heard this voice in a very, very long time. Not since you were a child. It's the voice of your mother. Quiet, whispered. You can't even make out what she's saying. But it's definitely her voice. Over and over, quietly. Whispered again and again and again. And then you listen again. You can hear another voice underlaying it. Hathor, make me a perception check.
Okay.
You're getting all of the dead parents out of the way at the same time.
You don't hear anything. Luther, make me a perception check.
Oh, me? Okay. I don't even know if I have any parents.
If you do, they'll probably be in a forest though.
Yeah, that's true.
Statistically.
Luther, you pick up on this because Cacula stops, and you can hear another voice in the back of your mind. It's again quiet whispering in the trees. They're not very solid. Luther, you've met a lot of people in your life. A lot of the people you've met, a lot of the sky pirates you've met aren't alive anymore. This is definitely an old pirate that you've met whilst on the Dulion's crew that you saw stabbed through the heart in a fight with black mark guards. You're sure they're dead. You've not heard their voice in a year, 2 years, longer. You can hear it now. Kitto, roll me a perception check.
22.
You only heard the voice of Hail Jackal a few times, but you know it. You know it well. Again, it's quiet, whispering too far away for you to make out anything. Cacula, your father's voice, stranger mother's. Over and over.
Anyone else
I'm hearing it too.
hearing this?
Yeah. Yeah.
A woman and a man.
Just a man.
Hathor and Nerin, both of you roll insight because you're not super distracted by this.
I'm gonna roll dice.
It's weird, Nerin. People are acting weird.
16.
Frostline is frozen up. Very tense. Spirit and Scroll both have both hands over the faceplate, like where there would be ears, clamped down. Opal's
Alright.
tail is coiled very slowly around his leg.
Everybody stop. People are hearing shit. Something's not right.
Not hearing this?
No.
I'm not hearing anything.
And then the forest
No.
is playing tricks on us. That's good.
Neither Hathor nor Nerin hear anything.
I am hearing my parents. I assume you aren't.
No, someone else. It's Skype
Yeah.
right from a long time ago.
If it's personal, then it's likely that it's not actually anything speaking to you because they wouldn't know what your parents sound like, Cacula. It'll be something putting voices in your head.
I barely remember what they sounded like, but I know it's them. I must have taken it from my memory.
There's no logical reason for them to be in the forest.
Hathor's looking about on the floor around.
Mushroom hunt!
Roll a perception check.
I'm
Come on,
going to join in too.
Be kind to
Yep,
me.
yep.
It's a 3.
You don't fucking see nothing. Okay,
I rolled
Nerin,
22.
Nerin, you're looking around. You're trying to, and you can see occasional you can see light filtering through the trees. You can see the trees moving. You can't see anything that feels like it should be causing this kind of reaction. There isn't any physical response in the surroundings to you. You're not sure if this is a magical effect with which you'd need Arcana or Hathor to detect magic. You don't know. There isn't any physical response.
It's probably magic. There's nothing.
Alright. Sure.
Interestingly
We need
enough,
to keep
Kitto,
going.
Mm-hmm.
you don't hear Galilio's voice. You just hear his father's.
I'm gonna detect magic.
Okay.
You'll
You
get
don't
a
need to roll a
headache,
con
Hathor.
save. It will give you a headache, but it won't knock you blind. It's not as bad as the last one. There is a lot of energy. It appears to be partially necromantic and partially enchantment.
Where?
Around, it's like an overlaying, like when you light up detect magic, right? It focuses on a point. It's just like a veneer of all of it in a vague radius. You reckon that if you keep walking, you might walk out of the radius. You're not sure. It happened last time.
Okay, it's magical. There's weird necromantic and enchanted magic floating through the air. Whatever you're hearing, it's not real.
I have
We should
confirmation.
keep going as best as we can.
Okay. Okay.
I'm going to hold Cacula's hand.
He'll kind of smile down at you, but you can tell it doesn't quite reach his eyes.
Yeah.
Hathor's gonna sort of make his way to the back and keep people like Frostlion or the Warforged or Kitto from lagging behind and
Neither of the Warforged move. Like they have stopped.
okay.
They're not moving.
I
Frostlion is moving slowly, and Opal is keeping time with Luther, but the Warforged have stopped still.
Okay, I'm gonna go
Locked
up
up.
to spirit and like put a gentle, very gentle hand on him, and in Quartan say, "This is a magic effect. It's not real. You need to keep moving and it'll go away. Can you help scroll?"
How many can you hear, Hathor?
I can't hear any.
Good. Then keep moving. We'll catch up. There's a magical effect, that's fine. Don't know, but there are suddenly thousands of voices in the back of my mind, and some of them I don't know who they are, and I know that I should.
That's fine, okay? Look, I'm leaving you here. I'm not leaving you here at the mercy of whatever these voices want. You and Skull need to stick together and help each other right now. Just prop each other up until you can get out of this, okay? And I will help both of you. We need to keep moving. You need your ship back. You need your crew back. There are people alive right now who need your help. You have to keep moving.
Roll persuasion with advantage.
Come on. You can do it, roll 20. Be nice.
Okay. It takes a few minutes, but you manage to get Spirit to unlock enough to pull Scroll gently with them.
I will help hook an arm under Scroll. And
You are definitely moving at like half speed because they are not moving quickly.
as long as we're still moving, and I'm keeping that detect magic rolling anywhere it looks stronger.
It continues. There isn't anywhere of strength. It just continues. The voices don't get louder at any point. You're never able to actually make out what they're saying, but you know who they are. No, they're the ghosts of your dead, perhaps. But they never get louder. They never become loud enough for you to hear them. They just whisper constantly, quietly, in the back of your mind for about an hour. And I need Kitto, Lusa, and Cacula to make me wisdom saving throws, please. Or constitution? Well, I'm going to make them wisdom, but it's basically for exhaustion.
Okay. It's the
Press
You make it, 13's the DC.
Fuck, I get another fucking point. It's fine.
Yay!
Okay,
Yeah.
Cacula and Lusa, you're both fine. Kitto is now moving at half speed. Kitto is exhausted. 2 points of exhaustion. Kitto is not doing well. But you've still got more of the day to go, so you can do another 4 hours without getting any exhaustion. Okay. Hathor, I need you to roll me a d4.
Shout up to Nerin at the front and point in the direction.
Okay, you can do that. You're getting closer, and Hathor, as you come to the point where you guys get to where it begins to become dark enough.
I've got an idea. I'm going to start singing. Hathor's singing voice isn't great, but he's singing to try and drown out whatever other people are hearing.
Cacula
Okay.
will join in.
I'll join in.
yeah.
Reroll the wisdom save with advantage.
Yay.
All of us.
I just had that thought.
Yeah.
Just a drinking song that he knows.
Worse.
Oh no.
Okay. Sorry, Kitto.
Fine.
You succeeded, Jason.
Horrible
Yeah.
Yeah.
bags under his eyes.
Lucas gonna
Nice.
join him.
Oh, I didn't re-roll it. I just rolled a second one.
You can roll another one, it's fine.
Okay.
I said re-roll it, so
Oh, that was a
roll
nat
advantage.
20. So
Okay, you're
There we
fine.
go.
As you pick up on that, Hathor, you pick up on that Frost Lion jumps flute comes out and he starts playing. Opal starts singing. Is this the time for me to use the sky shanty that I wrote literally ages ago?
Yes,
That I have.
yes, it is.
I have. Let me find it. And Opal is the one who starts this, but the others join in. What do you do with a drunk sky pirate? What do you do with a drunk sky pirate? What do you do with a drunk sky pirate early in the morning? Way hey, the forest beckons, way hey, the forest beckons, way hey, the forest beckons early in the morning. Strap him to the keelhole with a wyvern, strap him to the keelhole with a wyvern, strap him to the keelhole with a wyvern early in the morning. Way hey, the forest beckons, way hey, the forest beckons, way hey, the forest beckons early in the morning. Throw him overboard without a fly spell, throw him overboard without a fly spell, throw him overboard without a fly spell early in the morning. Way hey, the forest beckons, way hey, the forest beckons, way hey, the forest beckons early in the morning. Leave him in the crow's nest to get exposure, leave him in the crow's nest to get exposure, leave him in the crow's nest to get exposure early in the morning. Way hey, the forest beckons, way hey, the forest beckons, way hey, the forest beckons early in the morning. What do you do with a drunk sky pirate? What do you do with a drunk sky pirate? What do you do with a drunk sky pirate? Early in the morning.
Is that just like a detail of all of your punishments for our characters for every time like we make a terrible pun?
No.
I haven't had any of those happen to me yet, so it's definitely not.
Yes,
saving them
they're
up.
quite specific.
Yes.
Yeah. So you do manage to get through, and nobody takes exhaustion getting through the quiet dead. And Hathor, as you manage to push on towards dusk, and you're realizing that it's dusk, but it's not as dark as it should be. The forest foliage is getting lighter. And you realize as you step forward that you're at the edge of the forest. Before you lies just the sump. And that's a much more obvious place to traverse. And that is where we will finish tonight's session.
Ah.
Hey. Oh,
Love
this
it
is
when
great.
session ends with a threat for the next session.
So there's one more arc of this. Likely half of it will be getting through the rest of it, and half of it will be downtime. There will be a gap of about a week, I'm gonna say.
I really thought you were going to
Next
say
up.
a year for a hot second there. I was
Yeah.
like,
there's a
that's a
year.
bold character decision.
No, there's going to be a gap of just less than a week. I believe it's 5 days precisely. So if there's anything you guys wish to do in that 5 days, think about it now. We obviously won't have time to roleplay all of them, but if there are particular people you want to talk to, absolutely. Also, if
Well, I
there
mean,
are
obviously,
things you want to buy, yeah, that kind of thing.
3 of those days are going to be groveling to Hathor's mum to get her to forgive
Rosanna.
us.
Yeah.
So 2 days is not that much time to fill.
Yeah. I'm going to stop the recording now, unless anyone else has anything
Cool.
to add.
No, I think that's it.
Our DM is cool.
Thank you.